Hello, everybody! Welcome to yet another exciting adventure of Wild Beyond the Witchlight! I feel like everyone's been calling me like just a Muppet host because that just I don't know why. I wasn't trying to like do a Cuillin impression when I started like doing this.
Yeah, literally every time.
Naturally become my shtick. So yes, I'll be your Muppet host for this evening. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome back to the chaotic crew of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We're gonna jump into things really quick here. Left you waiting there a little bit, but not much longer. But before we do, like we do at the start of every stream, everybody, you know you love them. They're the Dicecream sponsors, everybody. Lovely C4 Labs here, D&D accessory dice tray company that we love, that supports us and all lots of fun D&D shows and the like. They actually just sent me this tray recently, which I'm obsessed with. It's kind of like a mini version of the Dicecream theme trays that we got, which you can find in their stores if you're so inclined. Got slots for your dice up there, really cool brown leather bottoms. And then for the dice sponsor, we have our good friends over at Crit Kit, an awesome dice company over at the UK that makes all kinds of amazing sharp edge and various types of ties. My camera will focus. Fuck you, camera. But don't take my word for it. Go over to their website. They got a UK store. They got a US store that recently opened. So those shipping times are barely a thing anymore. So you can go over to critkit.us for our US friends and critkit.co.uk for the European friends. They just released a huge new batch of colorful, shiny hard edge dice on their Instagrams, and I'm like, yeah, give them. So yeah, go check both Crit Kit and C4 Labs and use code Dicecream15 to get 15% off your first purchase. So all that out of the way, we're gonna jump into things right now, everyone. And right off the top, just so you guys know, the lovely Jennings Brower will not be joining us this evening, unfortunately. He has an event that he's going to that we're all super stoked because it's really cool, doing his awesome premiere tour because he's such a great guy and they are lucky to have him. So hopefully Mr. Jennings Brower will be here on our next session and we wish him all the best. Stay frosty out there, Lucy boy. Okay, but before we dive in, remembered, we're gonna take a look at a quick recap of our last session here on Witchlight that is always edited by the one, the only, the lovely, especially stunning today, Jackie Elena Chan. So for those of you that haven't caught up with the show before, this is your first time, check out this recap and you'll know what's going on. Hit it, Jody Rose!
Last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
I got it! I got the rope!
Can we, like, as he's up there, can I get, like, Archtron and all of us to kind of, like, pull it down, like the weather balloons?
You kind of feel the vibrations of a single person up inside, most notably probably Morgort, who's just like,
Okay, also, did we decide if we're taking the mirror with us?
and the rest of you just see Lucy just climbing up this fucking rope. CrossFit's got nothing on this fucking dude.
I could throw you.
Put the goggles on. I get into a position to be thrown.
So you just grab the basket.
Help me!
Morgart, I would like to learn to pilot. Can you teach me?
Let's just get the fuck out of here first. The hue starts to change as the smells from fresh air turn to smoke and ash. And the rest of you kind of look up. You start to see almost a rainfall of ash.
You, sir, I would like to speak with you.
Oh yes, you want to talk? What would you like to talk about?
I was wondering if we could have an exchange of knowledge. My party and I are in need of information and instruction on how to control the weather balloons.
And he starts showing you the lever of the boom, 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 boom. But as you overlook the horizon and start to see the familiar pastel cotton-like colors of this beautiful sunrise that's propping up, you see makeshift graves adorned by vines and vegetation and grass and flowers. almost as if the land itself had welcomely accepted them back into the earth from whence they first came.
Maybe like a perception or an investigation to kind of find a safe place to land.
And then all of a sudden, the dials go.
I think we need to get to that pool.
As you keep letting the horn go out a bit more, just touching the ends of it, the point, you suddenly feel resistant. And the edge of the horn rips through this veil. It makes a rip in the curtain, and you take that balloon and start to lower it. Lands on the shore.
Full set, no thoughts, set empty.
And there you go. You are all caught up from the latest session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Thank you again, Jackie, for editing that wonderful video. But yeah, everyone, all that out of the way. Time to kick back, relax, grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite snacks as we glide into tonight's session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Oh, hold on. Let me take that again. Back to ones, everyone. Back to ones.
It is not a
As
stream
you
unless
revive.
there's technical difficulties. So, guys, we're official now.
It's fine. We did this
It's
yesterday
official.
too. Got to put the scripts away. Don't look at your notes. This is all improv. So, all right, here we go again. 3, 2, 1. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite snacks, and let us glide into tonight's session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
There we go.
I'm in a mood. Last we left off, the party having finally made their way to a brand new part of Prismere. Of course, the Feywild land they are currently on, trying to find its long-lost noble leaders of Bilna. The land of Prismere was separated into 3 parts by the Hourglass Coven that's kind of taken up shop and taken over leadership of these lands, with each hag kind of taking over a certain part. Those of you here, you currently finally left hither, the first part of Prismere, leaving behind Bavlorna Brightstraw, the first hag that you met. You had a couple deals that you made, not to incur some certain wraths, but now, having made your way to thither, taken your giant storm weather balloon across the land in rocket time, you noticed that there was a little lake, pool of sorts, down in the forested area that was kind of out in the open. Kind of caught your eye, and as you lowered down your weather balloon, you noticed there was some strange magnetic force that was kind of making all your dials and the wheels go all over the place, and it was just like this opposing force that wasn't letting you land. But Quincy, noticing that their unicorn next to them, unicorn horn, was vibrating, giving off some arcane energy, took it out, and just like a knife through a piece of plastic trying to get your fresh bacon out, you just popped that sucker into the air, and this translucent layer just started to peel away, giving you access to another part of this land that maybe you weren't privy to before. And as you made that zipper line large enough for your weather balloon to get through, the rest of you and your party started to glide down through it to the lake below. And that is where we left off. So we start off today's session of Witchlight with you taking your storm balloon down, descending, having learned the dials and the knobs from one of the bullywog artificers that you met in the Swamp Kingdom. Lowering, looking around. There's a pretty good endless forest around here as the view of it starts to become enlarged as this massive forest kind of takes hold and stretches on for quite some time. There's just this one sort of clearing in the middle of it. And as you go lower and lower, the basket starts to lower down down below and land on the lake's shore. What would you all like to do?
What does the pool look like from us down here?
Well, Quincy, I'm glad that you asked. If you go over to your Roll20 screens,
Oh my
you will
gosh.
see said map of said lake.
I want to refresh mine.
I was about to say, I think I might have to refresh my.
That
I'm
looks
like,
a
will I
cottage
see
to
it?
me.
Will I see it?
I'm good at imagining.
Like I've been here before.
I still
Well,
don't
I wanna-
see it.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
on there.
I am a smart man. I know how to do the thing.
Ooh,
Wow.
first time.
Ready? Okay, so I'm immediately gonna look for a pot of gold. I was
So
just
it's not a pot of gold.
Oh.
It does look like that. So in the middle of this lake, there is somewhat of a rainbow kind of pointing down into what looks like a rock clay sort of cauldron pot of sorts, kind of resting on a bit of rock on this floating island in the middle of the lake here.
Okay.
I'm doing a perception check of the surroundings just to see if there's any.
Yeah, I also want to do a perception check.
I am collecting seashells on
I
the
got-
seashore.
17.
17, okay?
11.
11. So yeah, so the mist, there's also this sort of layer of mist that's kind of surrounding the area as well. It was kind of blocking your viewpoint as you were going down, and as you sort of made that rip into the sky, and your weather balloon went through it, started to lower down. The mist that drifts over the small of the lake kind of starts to dissipate. Forested crags line the shore on one side of the lake, and mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the center of the lake, you see that rocky islet. But other than that, don't see anything currently. You just see this kind of surrounding forest line, this pretty dense trees. Hear birds chirping, various wildlife scattering around. It's a beautiful sunny day. The fresh smell of pine is just kind of emanating into your nostrils currently, but that's about it.
And I know Evie's gonna also look up at the thing we just went through
Mhm.
For an Arcana check.
Okay, you're on a con check and Arctron, what were you going to say?
I'm literally just gonna pick up a stone and just like try to throw it into whatever cauldron is there, just to see if something happens.
More fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Make me an athletics check.
Athletics. Where's my d20? Oh, there it is.
Can I do a nature check on the surrounding fauna?
Sure thing. So, all right, we'll go through this in succession. So, Arctron, you're all kind of looking around, taking in the sights, picking up a rock.
Yeah.
Lands in the little cauldron. Nothing happens. It's quite a ways away. So the map here is not a direct, accurate
Okay.
depiction of how far away the island is from you. You're looking at probably like 250 feet from where you are.
Oh,
From where it's
I
coming.
just
Looks like-
I just casually threw that
I was
in.
gonna say, Evie just go.
It is very. It's a very large lake body that
Okay.
is surrounding you currently.
Have Art just throw it to Abby like a dart, just like go see it.
Yeah. So on the shore, on the shore side, the increments with the squares are accurate, but going across the lake, like each of those squares is probably gonna be like 20 feet of movement, kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
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 I just didn't want to
Noted.
like stretch out the map so far and then make the lake shore like 100 feet around it.
Right, yeah.
So what do we do? Do we build a boat? Do we find a boat? I
We
can't
should
throw
build a
everybody.
sandcastle first.
Are you saying you don't like
I
the
agree.
water?
Obviously.
Abby could fly
Obviously.
over the one with the wings.
Me?
Does it? It doesn't seem dangerous here. Abby, do you want to fly over and see what's
it's
at the end of the rainbow?
Do I find anything with the local fauna?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to those checks. So
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Evie, so you wanted to make an Arcana check about the sort of rip in the sky thing?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
7.
7. So yeah, so you're already looking up, and that little makeshift rip and that sort of translucent sort of sheet that was kind of pierced into is already gone.
Okay.
You're just looking up, and it's just pure sky. I mean, just instinctively, you know that the unicorn horn was reacting to the environment, seemed to interact with whatever Feywild magic was currently here. But other than that, there's nothing really you can surmise from anything. But for Moss here, fauna, what was particularly that you were trying to ascertain?
I was looking at the trees. Are there like any fruits nearby? Or is it all
Fruits-
flowers?
Flowers. So not at this point. The sort of rock pebbles and the sandiness beach of the lakeshore kind of molding together and starts to kind of turn into grass a little bit as it goes into the tree line. But the trees here, they're more like pine. They're not really have any like flowers or fruits kind of hanging off of them.
Okay.
Yeah. But Quincy, was there anything you wanted to do?
I want to see if the unicorn horn is reacting to the area and if it kind of has that still magnetic pull towards that little islet.
Yeah, so you take out the unicorn horn, and it's just kind of glowing, and it has this sort of phosphorescent glitter kind of all over it as the ivory work kind of spirals inward from like the large base down to the point of it. But it doesn't seem to be magnetically pulling towards anything as much as it was before.
But we don't sense any danger around us. Like it's a very peaceful, serene scene.
Seems so.
Has anyone done a check on the water?
I was
Besides throwing a
actually
rock?
We're about to. I was gonna go step up there. Yeah.
I was actually going to do magic awareness.
Ooh.
Okay,
So-
what does that do?
Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn you learn which school of magic it belongs to. Ooh.
The School of Magic thing. Right. Okay. What's the range on it?
It does say 60 feet, so I'm trying to decide if I actually want to use it or not.
So you will be able to tell that within 60 feet of you.
Yes.
It won't reach the rocky islet because it's very far away, but
Okay, so I won't
in your
use
vicinity.
I won't use it then because I don't know
Okay.
if there's anything too close. If we get closer to it, remind me, and I'll
60
do
feet?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure thing.
I'd
So
like
why-
to walk to the edge of the water then and just sense the water and maybe even touch the horn to the water.
Okay, so you see Quincy kind of walk over to the lakeshore, the imprints of your boots and your shoes starting to weigh into the sand. As the lake is not like wavy at all, it's very calm, very still, almost has like a glass-like reflection going on to it. Again, very, very peaceful, very nice. Kind of step over to it and look at the water. It's kind of like a good dark blue sort of coloration, good bit light green as it's coming thinner against the shore. You just kind of kick it with your boot. Look at it. Take out unicorn horn. It's water. You
Seems
do
normal.
notice that there is a little bit of like that same sort of glittery sheen, like that phosphorescence reaction that you're kind of seeing, like the sheen on the unicorn horn. Seems to be reacting to it a little bit. Like you see a little trail of glitter when you're like sliding the unicorn horn back and forth into the lake. But other than that, nothing stands out.
As Quincy's dipping the horn in the water, he can hear heavy footsteps getting louder and louder before a Leonin comes flying over him in a cannonball form.
Make me a performance for either acrobatics or performance. Your go.
Or performance.
I
I
nudge
got a
Ebby.
+2 on ac.
This Leonin guy.
Oh my god, I
he's
got a
chill.
1. So it's technically 3. It's 3. It's 3.
So,
Technically it's 3.
Nat 1 on an ability check. So
I know.
automatic fail. So you
Yeah.
rush behind
Oh.
Quincy as Quincy's just like occupied with the water because he kind of remembers the regeneration pool in Bavlorna's house, like making sure that like, is this gonna be fucking weird or anything? Is splooshing to hear cannonball, but at the last second you just trip on your own tail and go oh, and like instead of
Face
clearing
first in the
Quincy,
water.
you put your knees up and you just like literally do a running knee strike to Quincy's back and just you both land
I'm in the water.
Never mind. He's not cool.
And now the Leonin Artreon, big lion boy, is so wet and fur just matted and soaking. Quincy as well. The unicorn horn kind of falls off from your grip for a little bit, but you grab it as you fall into the lake, and the two of you are just submerged as you kind of peek your way up. Falling into the lake, you can tell that you're at like the shore, so you didn't like do a clear. It kind of descends the more it goes in, but you can tell there's like a little bit of sandbank, and then it drops down significantly. It looks like it's probably like around 30 feet deep.
Oh wow!
But yeah, you get up, you go.
I dive in.
There's only like a nose and my eyes sticking out because I know exactly what I did. I'm just like, there's like little bubbles. I'm just like embarrassment and just like.
That's one way to do it. Sure. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, it's fine. I actually thought you were a cat that didn't like water, so actually that surprised me more than anything.
Au contraire, my friend. Au contraire.
Abby looks to Moss and it's like, I'm not sure about temperature, but they're for sure wet.
I would agree with that. And then and I go running and I like nose dive in. And I want to do a perception check into like the dark part, the drop off, because I do have dark vision, so I'm wondering if like I can like look deeper below.
Sure, make me.
Can I help?
Check.
At advantage
Sure,
because
if
I'm
you
also
do-
looking.
If you want to like let's see what's underwater.
Yeah, sure.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
Perception. Okay. Ooh. Pretty good. That's an
Oh.
At advantage. At advantage.
At advantage. Okay.
Yeah, at
okay.
advantage.
Oh, Lizzie better. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Hey, that's better.
Ooh, much better.
That's a lot better.
So I'm blinking, trying to get used to the water, and then I think Archon just like smacks the back of my head to like help me. I'm like, okay, I can see.
Yeah.
So falling into the water, you kind of just like just getting into the mode. You kind of like, it was a bit of a heavy tone
was cold.
from where you're coming from.
I swim up. I'm like, Evie, it is cold. I go back to under.
Yeah. Sun and shine is around you. Forest is around you. You're feeling a bit lighter. Dive into the pool of water, having a good time. It's hard to kind of see what's going on underneath. Your dark vision kind of comes into view, giving you a bit of a grayscale. You don't see any like fish or aquatic life down below. It's just like kind of like a mountain lake, like very pristine still. There's not a lot of activity below the surface. It's just very refreshing, very calm, like you said, like very cool on this hot day. You can kind of make out the sort of bowl on the rocklet, the islet in the middle of the lake here, and it kind of looks like the rocky islet kind of goes down a bit deep from the surface, but it's very small from where you can see it currently.
Okay, so I swim
Nothing
up.
else.
I go, Nessie is not here. So
It's good to know.
Nessie?
I'm gonna start swimming towards
There's
the
no
island.
fish in here either. No food.
Unfortunately, no.
All right, so
I think you still have a bit of like ligament in your teeth from your last
What?
meal. Yeah, by your fang, you got it.
Got
Okay.
it? Okay.
So what's
Thank
your
you.
full movement, Moss?
Oh, full movement, 40 feet.
40 feet. So, I mean, the great and powerful Jordy Rose can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when you're just actively swimming through large bodies of water, you have to make an athletics check to continue because it's a very, hard activity to keep up. So roll me that if you would, please.
I was with her. Am I rolling that as well?
Are you going with her to the thing?
Oh, she's swimming out? Oh,
She's
my
swimming
God,
towards the islet.
No, okay, no, I'm good. I was gonna get back in the balloon.
Gotcha.
Can
No,
I-
I'm
Can I
curious.
look in the balloon? Okay, do you think for a quick?
It was a 10. You guys see my tail going like a little snake behind me as I swim closer to the island.
Okay, so 10. You're doing okay. Like you're getting fairly close, but it's a lot. Like how something you see in a distance, you're like, I can make that, and like the longer you're going out, you're like, fuck, this is. You start backstroking, and you're using your tail to like rotor you a bit, trying to like get your way back there. So it's taking half your speed rounded
Got
down to go there. So you're making your way, but it's just a little bit slower. So on the map here, let's see, just move you guys to where you are.
I think at one point you guys like stop seeing like my kicks in the water flailing, and you guys like have a moment of, did she drown? And then she's just like, I'm just like resting on the water to catch my breath before I start again.
Yeah, she's laying like face down in the water, catching her breath.
Do we go get her?
Hang on. I'm gonna check in the balloon to see if there's like a life raft or anything, or things like that.
If there's a life raft or anything, yeah.
Or some kind of flotation devices.
Perception or investigation, your pick.
Ooh, that is very good. Perception or investigation. Investigation is +6. 25.
25. So yeah, looking around, even though this is a very large sort of body of water, you don't see any boats, any rowboats.
No, in the balloon.
Oh, in the balloon, no. There is none of that in there, unfortunately. But just in looking for a rowboat inside the balloon, you're kind of looking through compartments or storage or anything. But even just looking around the shore as well, you don't see any evidence of a boat or rowboats or anything like that. And, with you having opened that little rift to get here, you're not sure why there was a bit of a repulsion of trying to get you into this body of water, but you're kind of you're starting to put two and two together a little bit and being like, well, something, whether it was an enchantment or whatever, was trying to keep us away from this place.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem like it'd be an easy place for people to kind of go to and from, if that makes any sense.
Well, we have no way of getting over there except for swimming, I guess. So, Abby, can you fly over?
So I'm looking at my stuff.
I'm actually looking something up to see if I can do something more than just fly over.
I'm trying to figure out if I can like chop down a tree and craft it into a boat. Like,
Kevin.
Several hours later.
Yeah, 2 hours later.
Kevin.
Yes.
How big is a giant octopus?
A giant octopus. I'm trying to think. It's like I think 20 feet diameter.
So can they ride me?
Grab onto your tentacles.
And a couple of them could ride you for sure.
Okay.
Nice.
So Evie's just watching all the commotion. Fuck me. Evie's watching all the commotion going on right now. And while everyone's doing their thing, he slowly just walks into the water and just like his head just whoop, underneath.
Oh, there goes the bird.
Is everybody? Are we all just drowning? We're just
We're just giving up. Giving
I'm
up
lost
right now.
in the distance, just floating there.
So Evie doesn't even just looks up and lays underwater, holding his breath as what he can. And then when he gets out deep enough, he starts casting a wild shape.
Okay.
And chooses to turn into a gigantic. I wanna say a pink octopus.
Down.
Nice.
Down.
Nice.
All right. So the rest of you just see Evie start to. You're like Quincy, you're looking for some sort of floating device, a rowboat, or anything that's in the balloon as you're kind of in a compartment, like chucking just random junk out behind your back. And then you're like, Evie, do you just want to fly over there? I'm not finding fucking anything. And Evie just starts to float down to the lake shore, just doop, 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 doop.
I'm just pointing at what's going on. Because he's like, where is he? I'm just like,
What? Where'd he go?
And Evie just becomes submerged like the Terminator, just walks straight face into the lake.
I'm out.
And then just disappears.
He's gone. She's gone. We are. Listen.
Abby.
You start to see bubbles start to come up from underneath the water, which is suspect because Archeron, when you had looked underwater, you didn't really see any signs of any aquatic life. So you start seeing this activity coming up from behind the surface, and then a pink tentacle starts to
Monster!
And you gonna charge it?
A little bit, yeah, just out of pure curiosity.
I would.
if you say monster, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna pop out Reggie, and I'm gonna come after, run and follow you.
Be gone, foul beast! And it's like I'm like awkwardly wading through the water because nobody runs fast in the water.
I feel like Archeon's one of those people that instead of doing like the knee-high run where you can still have some speed, he's like trying to trudge through it like I'm strong.
Oh, actually, I just got informed. The octopus is too high of a level for you to change into right now, Ebby. You have a certain limit of CR levels that you can transform into. So you can do a reef shark or a giant seahorse.
Which is better for people to ride?
I mean,
Maybe the seahorse.
one literally is a horse.
Oh, I was gonna say shark, y'all.
I
Okay.
mean, shark's also good. I leave that up to you.
But it's like I want to make sure everyone's able to like grab on. I can go. Whee!
I mean, you take multiple trips, it's okay too.
That's true.
Boss is stubborn.
If you
she's
think
going.
about it, a Leonin barbarian riding a giant shark, that's pretty badass.
One art on this, one fan art on this.
My mind
As
just
a
went to.
seahorse, I think you have a swimming speed of 40 feet, and you're a large creature, so lots of people, like more than one person, could be on top of you.
Okay, yeah, because that's and then the reef shark I think has what 60 feet or 40 feet.
But it's I would do seahorse.
Okay. Okay, so seahorse it is. A pink seahorse.
Love it.
So you could all be like
Octopus switches into seahorse.
the tentacles.
Like Abby tries, he's like,
Couldn't do it.
So instead of the two tentacles kind of rising out of the water, just the tail end of the seahorse starts to break the water and starts to squirm like a tentacle, but still pink in hue and has that kind of rigid bone structure that seahorses have. But the two of you still react the same way, like monster!
Oh, yeah.
Ah! Start charging it. Do you want to attack?
I don't. How far is he out? Because like if he manages to grab our attention prior to us attacking him, then
He's like not on the shoreline. He's a couple feet, into the lake. So you wouldn't be able to like stand on the shore and hit him. You'd have to like swim a little bit. But you could throw things probably.
I don't think let's just say I left my gear quickly onto the shore and I'm just like, I have a rock. It's just a rock. I'm just like, yeah!
Throw a rock? Okay.
Yeah,
Good
throw a
attack
rock.
roll.
Okay.
I have a
Got a-
super icon now.
I got 5.
5. Okay.
You hit Moss instead.
Too big of a rock. It just goes plunk.
Let me bring up the stats of the giant seahorse. I'm pretty sure that's going to miss.
I would hope so.
Yes, does definitely miss. So you just go, ah! You pick up a rock. Just hits short right into the lake. Quincy, did you want a chance to react before Ebby does
does it look like Abby?
something? Right now you're just seeing it like a seahorse-like tail emanating out of the
I didn't
water.
necessarily see him go in.
Okay.
I'll take a shot at it.
Okay.
I'll shoot it. 15.
It hits.
All right. That's 2d8 with a real G. 6. No, that's a 7. I'm sorry, that's not a 1. That is 12.
12 fucking
12 points of-
holy shit. So literally the tail comes up and it's like bam, and just shoot it off, and then the whole horse like rotates up and just going
like a buoy
like
just
heavy
comes
feet,
back
like,
around.
geared into the face of a seahorse, and like his plumage of his peacock coloration kind of like reflecting like fins now on his back, but you can tell it's like Ebby's face imprinted onto the seahorse, and you just blasted off his tail.
He did it.
I'm so
He did it.
sorry. Oh
did
my
it.
gosh, I'm so sorry, Abby. Ah!
How could you, Quincy? How could you, Quincy? How dare you? Terrible
You
friend.
threw a rock at it. What the?
I didn't hit him. You hit him.
Both
You
the
hit
intentions were
me?
the same. You need to tell people when you're transforming into a monster. Abby,
God.
gosh.
Oh, you guys were busy.
Ugh. Okay. Well, this is a really good idea. Are you okay?
Well,
Did you
like
hit-
I hit with something, but I think so.
You're
Okay.
bleeding pretty profusely from the tail down. You have 3 hit points left.
I think I'm dying.
Oh, okay. What do you say? I can heal on this thing. I'll cure wounds him. I'll go up and touch the seahorse and cure wounds it.
Oh, like it's
All right.
such a burden.
You'd be doing this if you hit him with the rock.
Listen, but I didn't.
That's 10 points of
tried.
healing.
10 points. So
10
you're
points
you're
of
back
healing.
up 10 points there, buddy.
I wish I had something to heal.
I am so sorry. Can you take us over to the island now, Abby?
Well, yeah, that was my plan, and then you threw rocks at me.
Well, you didn't tell us
I didn't
that
throw
you
anything.
were changing, and we didn't know you went into the water, and then this thing came out. And
What would you guys done if I turned into a rabbit?
I
well,
would've-
Archon's
I'm sure-
hungry.
Yeah.
I'm
sure we-
hungry.
I'm sure it would be dead even faster than this.
Oh yeah, it's usually just a 1 bite. Yeah, it's one of those little like 1 bite brownies, but like rabbit. It's usually
The rest of you are seeing Moss just floating towards the rocky islet. Still just like trying, but just like taking deep breaths and using the tail to like use just a swash back and forth.
My
trying to,
fur
like,
is
get
so
far.
heavy right now. I'm just like, oh,
I just
I
want
just
like
want
a scene.
closer.
I just want like a scene like while she's like doing this, like Archtron and I are on Ebby, and we're like right past her.
Like causing wake. Like actual.
So this is the thing. Evie, do you want to go past Moss or do you want to like bump them forward? Like basically like push them towards the rocky islet with you guys. Or do you want to just zoom past them?
Are they in a boat right now? Like,
They're
or
just floating. They were swimming.
oh,
Trying to.
well, I thought they were gonna get on. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I just went for it.
oh,
So the two
okay,
of you.
okay. So, okay. I was like,
I have an idea. Just be quiet and hold on.
Hi ho, Silver, away!
Wow.
All right, so you got 2 fins kind of out here, the sort of S-like shape of the seahorse with the fin in the back and the long snout that kind of looks like an Ebby face. You start to
I actually have an idea different than that.
Okay.
I want to dive underneath.
you gotta hold your breath.
Yeah, I want to dive underneath quick, and then I want to just like come up under moss already and just like.
Just
All
lay
right.
there. This like this thing comes up from my. It talks.
It's
It's
fine,
Abby!
Abby.
Archery
It's
on either
Abby.
fin.
Like coughing water, like a fish comes out. No, it's
I just like as he comes up in slow motion. It's
Flick my hair.
Abby. I'm like,
oh my god.
Okay, so with that, you kind of surprise the F out of Moss and everybody. You are going to make your way over to the rocky islet. Okay. And then, yeah, so it takes a little bit of time, but with your speed, Ebby, you're able to just rocket through there and get that distance in a pretty short amount of time. But you find yourself in the
coulda.
middle.
done it myself. I could have done that.
I
Mhm.
believe it.
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
Appreciate that.
Mhm.
I clock archery on him.
Don't.
Make an attack roll.
What? No. I clock him, just like looking at him.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh, like a
clocked him.
shoulder, like
No.
your shoulder me like walking back, like.
I-
Ow.
Arm check.
No.
Are we at the islet? What do we see?
Okay, so you make onto this little peak of rock here. And again, it is just perched atop of the island's highest point, which is like, it's got a little bit of an angle to it, but not that high. About 30 feet high above the surface of the water, there is an iron bowl filled with coals.
Ooh.
That's about it.
Abby wants to drop them off, like on the island,
Yeah, we'll walk up. I want to walk
Yeah, I
up
was
to
gonna say.
this.
and then he's gonna just back up because he has a plan for something else. Right
So, Ebby, you are in your seahorse form. You can't really come onto land.
No, he's getting as close as he can, just to like let them go.
Oh, close you can.
And then we're just
Yeah.
gonna hop off and
Yeah,
then head
gotcha.
to the.
Walk up to the
Sorry, I thought you meant you're trying to
Giant
climb
bowl.
up the rocks and your seahorse
No.
form.
That's why I wanted to go into the giant octopus because they can go on land for an hour. But
So can't transform into giant octopus.
yeah, I know. No. Yet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Soon.
yeah. It's,
So I want to go.
That's what you wanted to do. I thought that's what you're saying you were trying.
Yeah, that's what I wish I could have done. So.
No problem. But
So
yeah,
I
so, the
think-
rest of you get to the rocky islet. Abby lets you off. You all get on to the island. Abby, you're just gonna kind of float in the water for a minute.
Abby wants to go underwater and just investigate around to see if there's anything of need or interest down there, like doing some perception stuff and just swimming
Okay.
around looking.
Sure. The rest of you make athletics checks if you're kind of climbing up this like 30 feet of like inclined rock.
athletics.
His first perception check was
Yeah.
a 7.
Okay.
This
Nat
dice
20,
is going
so
to
26.
It's 17.
17.
I got a nat 1. I fall back in the water.
Abby nudges you back up, just like.
Is it if I got a nat 20, so can she kind of like just like as she's kind of like just like falling, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, it's all good.
You didn't grab me by the scruff of my neck.
Hey,
Like and you like do the cat freeze thing, you're like
I'll say make a dexterity saving throw, Jaggy.
Oh. Why am I still using this dice? It's not doing well for me. Well, that's a 9.
Okay, and then Arctron, make a dexterity saving throw.
okay.
Jail.
Sorry.
Let's see.
Excuse me. Dex saving throw 7.
You
Whoops.
grabbed my tail by accident.
Yeah, so you two are climbing up there. You're still pretty wet from swimming. Moss and your claws are just a bit slippery. You kind of start to go up a couple of rocks, but you're just not able to get a footing. And Arctron just like, come on, and kind of grabs you by the scruff of your cat neck. You do the whole and just get pulled up a little bit. So you get thrown on the rocks, like, here, there, you're good. Don't want another rope situation. And then starts to get up onto the up into the rocky island. But
making a habit of saving you.
for Abby, looking around of the 7, again, pretty clear water, some dark, sort of shadowy areas near the bottom of the lake, but don't see any water, aquatic life, fish, nothing. The rocky islet kind of angles downward a few feet, but other than that,
The dark shadows Abby goes.
okay. So for the rest of you, it takes a little bit of time, but you're able to get up to the top of the islet, no problem at all. And yeah, you see an iron bowl filled with coals.
Nothing else seems odd about the bowl or anything around it.
Ooh, magic awareness. Ooh, I forgot.
Ooh.
So now I could use magic awareness.
If you so choose.
I will. Got 3 slots for that now. So until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of me, as long as it's not behind cover.
The location of magic items. And the
Yeah.
and school of
Yep.
magic.
I just want to know if it's magic or not before I'm just like, ooh, touch. And like,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You said there's
Ooh,
coals
good.
in it?
Coals in it, yeah. So as the
I have an
as the
18.
3 of you kind of reach up to this point, and this bowl's kind of hanging up there, Archon's just like, hold on a minute.
Wait.
And your eyes kind of go like a pinky, milky color as you're kind of looking around it. And there is this little bit of a vibration going on, a little bit of glitter, similar to the sheen that was on the unicorn horn, starts to emanate within the iron bowl itself. So there's a little bit of magic coming from it.
Quincy.
Hmm?
If I'm not mistaken, something about the horn and the cauldron are the same.
Oh, I'll take the
You-
horn. Should I touch it?
Be my guest.
And you get to know what school of magic it is, right?
yes, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So the sheen, the color that you kind of get from that that glittery residue gives you the sign of sort of faint yellowy color, which is a sign that this bowl is imbued with a school of abjuration magic, primarily designed for protection or shielding.
Okay.
Oh.
I will take the horn. Poof, touch the coals with it.
Well, all right. I'm letting fire.
So I have an idea.
What's your idea?
What if we set the coals on fire?
Was gonna be my idea number 2.
I cast bonfire.
I
Wait,
cast
say-
prestidigitation.
Ah,
Use
this
for the
is save your,
spell.
save your spells.
Cantrip.
Have things.
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, save your spells. Man, I have tools.
We're like casting spells. Doctor's like, no.
I have like, I literally am holding. I'm holding a flint and a stone, and you guys are just like, yeah, Kazi. It's like, oh, okay. Never mind then.
Oh.
You love when the music stops.
Is Abby gonna miss something fun?
So, Abby, as you're kind of diving down
Oh,
below, you make your way towards more of the shadowy parts of the lower ends of the lake. But again, as you go deeper and deeper, they kind of come into view. And again, it's just sand and rock down below. There's nothing really being disguised of interest here. Like, it's pretty much just a desolate little underground lake bed. For the rest of you, talking amongst yourselves about what to do about this coal. Like, light on fire. Then Moss just goes, bonfire! And just fire emanates from your hands. Boom! Right into the coals. Like the Olympic torch, it just sets off a flame and catches instantly. Goes pretty high at first. The rest of your friends are like, whoa! And like, don't want to singe anyone's eyebrows. And then it kind of flickers for a minute and comes down to a bit of a more medium flame and stays lit.
Okay, who has marshmallows?
I go into waffles and I pull out marshmallows, one for everybody.
Hey!
Oh my
I
goodness.
take my glaive that I have and I stick it and I start roasting marshmallows.
I was about to say, like, I stick it to the small, like on the very tip of my battle axe. I'm just like,
How do you guys
This-
like your marshmallows? You guys like just a little bit toasty?
Oh, no, burnt.
Brown.
Burnt.
Burn.
Yeah, burnt, and then you take the layer off and you eat that.
The
then you put it back in the
layers,
fire.
yes!
Ah,
Okay, yeah, man
yes.
of culture.
Yes.
Leonin of culture, I see.
yes.
Where's one? Does anything happen to our? We seem to be roasting marshmallows with weapons. Classic D&D. Does anything happen to our weapons? Can I sense? Okay, let me put it this way. Can I put my hand near the fire and sense if it's like hot,
fire.
or maybe if it's not hot? You know?
Yeah, so you go to put your hand next to the flame. You're roasting your marshmallows. You're kind of sitting around like, oh, sweet.
It's still squishy.
Doesn't seem to be catching on fire. You
I
put your
stick my hand in there.
I'll put my
into
hand
the
in there.
flame,
I'm like,
just
Huh.
I put my
Gosh
face in there.
Darn it. I stand on it.
I grab your head and pull it out. Like,
No.
This fire is weird.
No.
you go to stand into the bowl,
Yes.
just standing on it.
I
Anything
am Moss, king of the rock. And then
But Moss, with you being kind of on
You
top
got
of the bowl and looking sort of towards your friends back to the shore where your weather balloon's on, make me a perception check.
oh, cool. Not you. Bad dice. Okay. Perception check. 15.
All right. So as you're kind of staring more off into this direction, you start to notice something that you hadn't seen before.
Ooh.
A gleaming white light starts to appear through the brush and the tree line. And it's becoming a bit dull at first. It's very hard not to notice it, and it starts to get a bit brighter and brighter. And it sort of emerges from the tree line of the bush. And this gleaming white light is now standing right here. And it takes a while for your eyes to adjust, but the hue of the light, almost like a lamp just in the middle of darkness, the aura around it starts to calm down and starts to form a shape.
What is it?
What did you see?
Guys,
Anything.
there's a beacon over there, but it
I
looks,
look. I want to see
like-
it. What does it say?
it's not just like a ball. It's turning into a shape, a triangle.
The beacons of
hexagon.
Gondor been lit?
The biggest recorder lit.
You see as the lakeshore mists part to reveal a gleaming white horse with a single horn on her brow.
Quincy, up here.
Standing perfectly still, silently observing you.
Oh my gosh,
Quick,
he's so
Quincy!
fluffy!
Quincy, get on my shoulders and present the horn. Get on my shoulders. Get.
I climb up on Monster's shoulders
Ow,
and
watch
hold up
the air!
hold up the horn.
And you're about 260 feet away from it.
Yeah.
So you can't really see any discernible details of how it's reacting, but the horse is just still.
You're very slick. Your fur is very slick.
I was not able to dry off.
Well,
I thought the flames would do something. They're just for show.
Oh, great unicorn! We have the part of somebody you probably know, maybe.
Oh God, you're doing so awful at this.
I'm just standing, like watching this happen, just with like a blank face, like it just.
Okay.
At this
Taking a
point,
bubble.
Ebby, do you
Yeah.
pop out of the water?
Well, Ebby's distracted by some bubbles, so he's just following them around, but they're leading him up.
You do notice that once that unicorn sort of appeared from the tree line, that like, because down here is a bit like dark
Right.
than the day upstairs, above the water. But you do see this shining white gleaming light kind of peering from the shoreline, like very far away. But you do catch it while you're under the water. And then you
Okay.
start to make your way up following the bubbles.
I can-
As you look up on the rocky islet and see Quincy on top of Moss's shoulders, horning a unicorn horn, and be like, "We have it!"
I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna scramble on down. I'm gonna slide Apex style down the hill and be like, Ebby, to the unicorn
There's a unicorn.
over there.
I climbed down and I looked to Archeon.
Oh, I literally am taking out I have a lamp with me, and I've emptied out it's like a glass lamp, like something that it can encase. And I'm taking a small handful of coals and I'm putting it in the bottom. So that way some of the fire on my left, this is a question for the DM. If it still emulates some of that fire and I have it in the lantern, can I still observe through that flame? Because you need the flame to see it, right? Or we just ignited it, and just because we now ignited it, can we see
Like
the
a
unicorn?
beacon.
You're not too sure. All you know is that you lit this fire in this iron pot with these coals,
Okay.
and now a unicorn has appeared.
Okay. So I'm standing behind the fire. I look out from behind the fire. Is the unicorn still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this for anyway. I'm gonna take them anyways. I'm gonna take a handful of coals, put them in the
Magical
lantern.
fireless coals. Yes.
Absolutely, and just close out the lantern. I know it's not gonna burn anything, so keep it
Okay.
dangling from my side and just have it there.
Ebby just gets closer as he can to try and listen what's going on. Unsure what everyone's plan is.
Come on, we have to catch it.
To
Oh,
the
that's
unicorn.
Go!
Okay.
To the seahorse!
All right, I'm grabbing onto Ebby. Ebby, you better move.
So the rest of you and like 5-year-olds in a new Toys R Us opening just run down and let's go. You're super excited. Arcturian's just like, okay, we're going down. Take some coals. But the rest of you hop onto Seahorse, Ebby, and collectively make your way
Back.
back to
Quincy,
the
when we get
shoreline.
close, put your horn on my forehead.
Okay, I'll put it on. I'll hold it as we ride in the closer. So it's the
Just
seahorse.
stick it on and holding it here.
A seahorse accord.
Oh my god. The visual of this is just beautiful. The visual.
Anyone want to make artwork of this scene? More than welcome to.
Yes.
We'll reshare.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, so it takes a little bit of time. You got like 3 people on your body now. Quincy sort of just holding a unicorn horn onto you as your excited bodies start to reach the lake shore. But yeah, so you reach it. You all, I assume, hop off one at a time. Ebby, are you still in the water as a seahorse, just kind of bobbing there?
Ebby is going to, before he turns back, he just wants to just like see if the horse is like, if they're still flat faced when it comes to them having the horn on their forehead. But like, this is a hope to have a joke with the horse.
Sorry, say that again.
He's just hoping to have like a what would the unicorn will do if it sees like a seahorse with a horn.
What,
Well, what
like
I-
its reaction to
Seahorse-
it?
Pardon?
Does
Like-
it look
like what's the
angry?
Yeah,
unicorn's
just seeing what
reaction to it?
what its reaction is seeing me get closer as a seahorse.
It is just standing there,
Stoic.
very stoic, perfectly still, and just silently observing you. But its aura is breathtaking. This is a insanely beautiful, majestic creature that none of you have seen in person before. Abby, you may have you've obviously heard of unicorns, but you've never seen one in person. It's kind of more of a lore that's told within your people. With your druidic experience, it's something that you've always told, like, oh, wait till you see a unicorn with your own two eyes. Like, it's one of the most breathtaking things you can think of. And if anyone here has ever seen like a beautiful stallion or horse in their lifetime, like, it's this times 50. Like, it is just so majestic. Like, not a speck of dirt on this thing. Very colorful, cream colored mane and tail. Yes.
Fun fact, I used to actually ride equestrian, so I've been around horses a lot when I was younger.
Nice.
There you go.
So
So Abby, as everyone's still on Abby, so Abby just and then turns back into a bird.
Nice.
So while we were at Bavlorna's, we did a little bit of searching, and I wrote in my notebook that we took some items. I took a horseshoe. I want to present this horseshoe like on the beach to it and just kind of like walk away, just kind of like giving off the aura that we mean no harm, and that because I feel like having a unicorn horn looks like slaughter. Like, it could be interpreted poorly. So I'm like, here's a horseshoe. We're friendly.
I want. Where did we find the horse? We found the horn.
It was-
Oh, I
yeah.
remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was at the. It was in the balloon. I want to take the horn and kind of like, as I'm presenting it, a good distance away from the unicorn, just kind of like hold it up and be like, we found this, and pardon our excitement, but we feel like it drew us here.
I'm just gonna be beside him, axe down, kneeling, not physically, like looking through brow, but just
Docile.
waiting, just docile and waiting. Just obviously same thing. Like, I don't want to pose any threat, so I'm just like kind of edge, like
Kneel.
Right.
I'm just
You see
waiting.
Archeon kind of take a knee down in respect to this majestic creature. Moss, you lay down a shoehorn. Not shoehorn. Whoa. Horseshoe. Completely different. Majestic shoehorn for you.
for your new Nikes.
For your Nikes.
Sick. So you go down and put down a horseshoe in front, and Quincy, you kind of lay down your unicorn horn down below. And do you say this out loud?
Yes.
And it's a bit of a silent moment as the silence breaks, as you all hear a very soft spoken female voice enter into all your heads. Where did you find this?
The previous owners of this balloon here, motioning to the balloon, sold it for wares and trade, and we commandeered the ship, and we're on our way to rid this world of the Hourglass Coven, but this unicorn horn seems
Fitting to be yours.
it definitely seemed to be drawn here. So you showed up, and maybe it's connected.
And the unicorn starts to take a little trot towards you into the sand. And their elongated head kind of goes down to the unicorn horn, sniffs it. Did you see the unicorn this belonged to?
No, it was like this when we found it.
They might be alive.
Who?
Eladon. My
And-
partner. My
How
name.
did you spell that name?
Eladon. Elidon.
Ooh, I spelled it E-L-A.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Missing hornless unicorn. Or it's technically a Noacorn.
No.
Ow.
That's so
Um,
sad.
We fought as part of the battle that took place between the Hourglass Coven and Zybilna.
Hmm.
And when it was all said and done, the Coven captured Eladon, used its power to imprison Zybilna in her stronghold. I was worried that Eladon had passed away. Are you sure you did not see him at all?
We swear that there is no. We have not come. You are the first unicorn that we have come across since arriving here in Prismere, especially in Thither.
I've been stationed here for quite some time. The Wayward Pool is my domain. I've made sure that nobody would ever disturb me again in our new lands.
Is that the magical aura, the miasma surrounding this place?
Yes, my own
This.
personal enchantment that was made sure that no one could enter in here unless they had either unicorn magic or ties to the materials in our horns.
Hmm. Well, this horn let us in. If it's, we could do our best to help find Eladon. You said that he was a part of capturing Zybilna under duress of use from the Hourglass Coven, correct?
Yes.
Well, we
Where
are-
did you last see him?
The battle that took place in the Bilna's stronghold, the Palace of Heart's Desire.
That's new to us. What is it?
Where is that? Is that in Thither?
No, my friends, this
Oh no.
is in the third part of Prismere that the Coven has taken over in the land of Yon.
Might I ask your name too?
My name? Puts the head down. Lamorna.
Very beautiful.
Lamorna.
You said you were tasked here with bringing Prismere back to its former glory. You're here to save Zybilna?
Aye.
That's the intent.
How did you find out about our plight? You don't seem like you're from the Feywild.
We're not. We were tasked with finding a missing patron of a client of ours, and one thing after another, we found ourselves in Prismere. We've gone through hither. Now we are here in Thither. We're on our way to see Granny Nightshade. We have some unfinished business.
And you see kind of like a gaze kind of goes down to the side. A bit of a sigh as Lamorna just says under their breath, those poor children.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Children.
I feel like Clapperclaw is somewhere, like kind of like trotting over to us, and I'm like, do you guys remember that she has children's spirits working for her? And I pick up Clapperclaw. He's a prime example of what she does.
Oh,
Oh, no, unicorn!
Respect, please.
Okay.
What, Lamorna? We're obviously, as you can tell, very much strangers here in Thether and Prismia in general, and we have learned a lot with the rules of hospitality, ownership, and reciprocity. We seek to reset Prismia back to its former self by releasing Zybilna and taking down this coven of hags, but we've been trying to ask around for advice, clues, anything to get an upper hand on the coven in general, specifically Granny Nightshade.
My fighting days are done. Once the Hourglass Coven took over, I used this place as a respite, as a safe haven, to rest my weary soul and to hope maybe one day that Eladon would return to me. I know that Eladon is somehow tied in Zybilna's imprisonment, but I do not know where Eladon is being held captive. I feel like if they were perished, I would know, I would sense it. But I have not seen him in quite some time. When Zybilna ruled Prismia, her palace of Heart's Desire, no one could enter her palace without an invitation. It's unlikely that the Hourglass Coven is capable of enforcing similar restrictions on the palace.
So we could essentially just walk right in.
It's possible.
Well, that's in Yon, and we're a far ways away from that. I think we need to make our way through the Hourglass Coven one at a time. So...
If you can find my mate, it could be in any one of the palaces. The hags are greedy, foul creatures. They constantly steal and trade and one-up each other at all times. As far as I know, he could be any of them, anywhere.
Would possessing this unicorn horn allow us the ability to sense if we were closer to him?
It's possible. Unicorn magic is very, very intuitive. Anyone else hear that? Never mind.
Eladon?
It's that water in my ear. Whatever.
It is my seahorse bubbles, I'm sorry.
Excuse you.
Little fart bubbles from the lake.
I've made sure to steer clear of anything that has to do with those foul old hags. But I know Zybilna's palace very well. We were close, and I would visit it often. I can give you more details about that location, but as far as the hags' new homes, I make it my duty to not get involved.
Can you help us maybe draw out a map of her place, if you're so familiar?
Better help us to infiltrate it.
Maps? I'm not good at drawing.
Oh,
As
no,
you see
sorry.
them just
Yeah,
hit their hooves on the ground.
sorry. And I
Pull a little. Actually, you know what? I know he's got something in waffles. I kind of like, as I'm still kneeling, I'm just kind of like,
paper, charcoal, map.
I kind of ruffle everything out and just kind of present all those items and try to get stuff to take down notes and things.
If we are to hypothetically reunite Eladon's horn with him, would it be enough to heal him and rejoin both him and his horn together? Is this permanently separated from him?
Little glue.
Little elbow grease.
Once a horn is separated from a unicorn, it's quite difficult to put it back the way it was. I know that the horn itself was used in a ritual to imprison Zybilna. It's possible that it could be drained of all of its magic by that point, or at least the more powerful parts of it. There is great efforts to try to find me and take mine for whatever nefarious purposes they have, hence why I've kept myself hidden here for some time. I must admit, I was a bit hopeful that maybe he had found his way back to me when that flame went up, but if you're here to help, that's still something to celebrate.
I'm sorry, we were trying to roast marshmallows. I'm sorry about that.
Marshmallows?
I pull one out that hasn't
hold up the
been. We're
marshmallows.
just kind of like,
They're kind of
you wanna
soggy.
try it?
Soggy from the water because we just trekked through like a quarter mile of water, so it's just a sopping wet marshmallow. Like still like uber squishy.
Made of sugar and xanthan gum and gelatin and a little bit of water.
Oh, she ate it! Oh my gosh, she ate it! It's just iconic that a
It's
unicorn eats
sticky.
marshmallows.
Yeah.
Like a dog licking peanut butter. It's just endless.
Yeah. It sticks to the molars. Yeah.
But luckily, she's speaking telepathically, so it doesn't
yeah.
review her speech.
Can I borrow a few of these?
And I just had the lantern that's full of the, not full, but like half full of the coals that's still emulating flame.
I would appreciate it if you don't take those.
Oh.
Right.
Like,
I'm like, okay, all right, well, I won't.
I
still
know
keep-
not if Gilladon is where the whereabouts of him is, but if there is a chance that
Well,
they could
if-
return, I would very much like to keep that hope alive. And those coals are directly tied to him and I.
Mhm.
Well, if it's any
I'm-
consolation, Bavlorna's hut did not contain any unicorn.
You
Anything
see that, like a
representative.
little sigh of relief come through them in their body language.
I have a question. Is the unicorn? You'll understand? Is Ebby having issues with the unicorn at all?
Is Ebby having any issues?
Mm-hmm.
Issues in what way?
Just because of the things that you and I discussed in private.
Issues? No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And as you're speaking, and say a sigh of relief. Oh, that rules 1 out of 3.
So we are headed to Granny Nightshade's at the moment, but we don't feel particularly strong enough in a way. I think we need supplies and a proper knowledge of thither. Where do you think we could go for help or allies who may know more of Granny Nightshade and what she does, and even possible provide assistance?
Granny Nightshade. I have not spoken to them in some time, but you could meet up with. Then all of a sudden, in the tree line and in the forest, a sudden cracking of branches and trees start to wobble.
No.
Uh-oh.
As you see a figure suddenly jump out from the tree line, this half orc that is has a giant sort of cloak that's dark blue and curled and pointed up behind him. This dark leather adornment going from shoulder to shoulder in a curvature with 2 red gloves, 2 daggers, and this dark blue tunic, the side satchel, these dark gray skin of a medium orc with 2 fangs, 2 jettison fangs kind of coming up from the bottom jaw, 2 beady eyes, pretty fairly big bulbous arms, riding atop 2 giant toads, 2 feet in front, holding what looks like some sort of makeshift unicorn horn that's wrapped around his head, and he just shouts out, "I found you!"
No!
Towards the unicorn. But it's there, everyone, that we're taking our first break.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're gonna take a
Next
break
time
there.
on Survivor.
So we're gonna take a quick break, everybody. Just quick 10-15 minute break to stretch the legs, refill the drinks, and all that fun stuff. And when we come back, we'll be rolling initiative. Don't go anywhere.
Oh.
Jody. Rose. It's
Jody
break time.
Rose.
Well, I.
Oh.
And we're back. Hello,
Roll for
everybody.
initiative, suckers!
Roll initiative as we are going to jump right into combat as you were asking Lamorna here, the unicorn that you just discovered, if there's any allies that you could visit to help you with Granny Nightshade. Particular short, stout orc with giant muscly arms with big hooded hat that curved down to a point, wearing a dark blue tunic with a sort of dark leather armament that kind of curved up from shoulder to shoulder, big red gloves with 2 daggers, riding atop 2 giant toads with a makeshift unicorn horn on their head with like a leather strap to make, "I found you!" And this is going to be a surprise round on all of you to start.
Oh, dang.
Reaction,
So-
hellish rebuke.
Depends. What is the mode of hitting me with? What's he hitting me with?
Well, you're about to find out. So, first off, as this half-orc assassin with 2 daggers
Ooh.
jumps in with their 2 giant toads, he launches himself right towards Lamorna.
Can I tap
I take a reaction and get in the way
Can I do?
if I'm
Not
able
a
to.
thing unless you have an ability that says.
Gosh darn it!
But there's gonna be 2 attacks against Lamorna.
Ugh.
And there's no way we can stop it?
Not unless you have an ability that does so.
It does so in like what way? I'm not. That's just what I'm trying to understand.
Like
I
I
can
have a
just cast it
reaction
right
that
over.
says you can block an attack.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But unless you have that, then unfortunately nothing can be done. Okay, so this is 2 dagger attacks.
It's only
19
daggers, it's okay.
And 18.
We don't know her health though.
It's a
She's a
unicorn, they live
magical
forever.
entity. Yeah.
They live forever. Yeah, right?
Right?
As you're holding the horn of a unicorn, you're like, your HP's good, right?
Okay, so those are both gonna hit.
Mm.
So this is going to be.
Ooh.
Ba-ba.
Oh, please roll good for a unicorn, please.
3d4. So 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
This little fucking orc just lunges off the giant toes and latches on to Lamorna's neck with the dagger. Goes, "Ah!" Starts stabbing the neck right there. And you see this pink blood start to come out of Lamorna's neck as the orc is grabbing on and just stabbing wildly. And then the 2 giant toads are gonna leap over onto you.
Hit me.
Yeah.
One's going to bite Quincy, and one is going to bite Arctreon.
Okay.
Thank God it's not Eddie.
Yeah.
It's like the toad's tongue just like latches onto Abby. Uh-oh. And just like
It's just always been Ebby every first time.
18 to hit Quincy.
Yeah, it'll definitely hit. Yeah.
10 for Arctreon.
Nay.
Nay, okay. So, this is going to be... Huh, okay. This is going to be 1d10 piercing and 1d10 poison damage to you,
Cool.
Quincy. Hot damn. Okay. So that's going to be 12 points of piercing plus 4 points of poison damage.
Cool.
And you are grappled and considered restrained as a giant toad leaps out. One tries to bite you, Arctreon, as two giant toads the orc leaps off into the unicorn, grabs its neck, starts to stab it wildly. Two toads jump right into your presence. One with its giant maw goes to you and just grab it and just hold place as you're holding their giant toad mouth open. Quincy, you're trying to get Coco out just enough time. It's Coco, right?
Yeah, Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie, sorry. I just saw the bird in my mind. Reggie, coming out from your backpack, you're trying your best to pull Reggie out before this toad comes at you, but unfortunately just grabs you right on your chest and has like your head and your shoulders in its mouth. And you're like grabbing the edge of its lips, but it's starting to swallow you.
Cool.
And that's going to be their surprise round. And now we're going to roll initiatives.
So,
Do I have to reroll even though I rolled like before our break?
No, you can roll before. You can keep that original one. That's so good.
oh,
What size are these frogs? Are they large?
They are.
I rolled low.
I rode very low as well.
I rolled high.
Well, goody toody for you.
Good for me. Okay. Arctreon.
4.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Quincy.
4.
Wow. Moss.
You're muted.
9.
The monk. Okay. Ebby.
8.
Ooh.
All right. Not too.
Rough.
Okay,
They caught us with
then.
their pants down.
And a marshmallow in our hands.
Okay, so I'm just arranging the initiative here.
My dex is a +0, so that helps.
What's your dex, Arctreon?
My dex is +2.
+2, so you'll go ahead of Quincy there. So with that, ooh. Unicorn. All right, so with the orc still around the neck of the unicorn, Lamorna is starting to buck and trying to swing this fucking orc off, but it's just hanging on, grabbing on the mane. Gonna do 2 more attacks to Lamorna.
Oh my god.
Guys, we're doing a great job saving this unicorn.
This endangered species.
Hey, we can knock this off our list. If this one dies, we don't have to go with the other one.
I mean, that's true. One less side quest.
Yeah.
Can I
We
slap
exited
both of
the side
them?
mission.
I'm in a frog's mouth. You can't touch this.
All right.
You
One
can't
is
touch
going
his
to hit, one is going to miss. So
Slap one of
this
his
will
feet.
be
Mm-hmm.
3d4 again.
How big is this thing? It is a 20 by 20. Okay. Okay, so everything would be divided. Okay.
So that's another 12 points of piercing damage. So yeah, there's pink blood kind of starting to come out pretty heavy now. Just a couple puncture wounds, but then you see this one puncture wound go repeatedly and then this dark-skinned, gray-skinned orc just takes another knife and just a big rip down a vein, and the horse just neighs loudly and is bucking and trying to swing off. That one really hurt. And you hear the cries of the unicorn starting to wail. And you can see as the unicorn is being hurt, the lake itself, the water is starting to ripple and start to become kind of chaotic, and bits of water like splurging up and falling down and reacting to the unicorn's health here. Okay. After that is giant toad. So this one is the one that's fighting you, Quincy. It's going to attempt to swallow you.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Whew. Thank you, C4 Labs Tower. 22.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So you're going to take another 2d4 slashing damage. And that is 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And before you were... oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Sorry, scratch that. You take 3d6
Oh.
instead of the d4.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, you are no longer grappled. No, sorry, you are... Sorry, let me start again. You are swallowed, the grapple ends, but you are blinded and restrained.
Okay.
So now you're inside of the frog.
Sure.
You have cover against attacks and other effects outside of the toad. And sorry, you're gonna take 3d6 at the start of each of the toad's turns.
Okay.
So you don't take 3d6 right away, but at the start of its next turn, you will. Okay, glad I looked that over. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the rest of you just see as Quincy, this toad just lunges at him, swallows half the body as he tried to get Reggie. And just to see the feet flicker before
Quincy!
Going right inside.
Oh god, I'm having flashbacks to the snakes. Oh god.
You're having flashbacks.
Okay.
Quincy's face is like
Everything wants to
depressed.
eat me.
Just so tasty. So after that, it's the unicorn's turn, Lamorna, and as you see this half orc going, it just sort of able to leap up with its hooves and kind of try to buck off the orc, and part of the stomach gets hit really hard as the orc kind of lets go of the dagger, falls to the ground, and the unicorn just, as a slight glittery sheen, becomes translucent and disappears.
Oh thank god.
Oh.
Run, Lamorna, run! Wherever you are.
Okay, so that is Lamorna's turn. After that is Moss.
Okay, I think for now I'm going to try to attack the toad that has Quincy. I'm going to attack with my glaive.
Do you want to? So you got 10 feet reach.
I do.
Okay, so you can hit him from where you are. You don't have to go any closer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Come on, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. That's a 12 to hit.
12 just hits. Roll damage.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh, nice.
Noted.
Noted, right? Okay, that's a D10. Okay, that's 9 damage. Okay, then I'm going to make a second attack on the toad.
Okay, second attack.
Okay, that's a 13.
That'll hit.
Nice. Oh, I roll high. Okay, another 6 damage.
Another 6 damage. Okay.
So I think at this point I'm actually trying to like stab into the shoulders because I see Quincy's face pressed into the stomach of the
Yeah,
toad.
you
So I'm
see
trying
like
to
a weird,
carve
like
it.
elastic just imprint of Quincy's face and 2 handprints. Just
I'm trying to carve around the face.
comfy.
So I'm just like stabbing above like the throat area, trying to like get like
just
an
in, like,
artery.
the bulbous stomach area, hitting the large throat area with smoking going on as the two bubbles eyes looks over to you.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's all I have.
That's good. That's good.
Yep. Those are my
Okay.
actions.
Ebby, you're up.
Quincy, how much life do you have? Or do you have a good enough amount of life right now?
I'm low.
How low?
I'm at 12.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine.
That's
fine.
not low.
This won't kill you.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So is only Ebby being Quincy being swallowed right now?
Quincy is currently swallowed inside the giant toad.
Yes, I'm the only one being swallowed.
Okay, I probably need your permission to do this. It makes it's probably not too much. I want to cast
do it.
because it says I can cast it anywhere I want.
Do it.
I want to cast my bonus action feature of Mage Hand's telekinetic to push him out of the frog.
Mage Hand telekinetic.
Yeah, because I can push anything 5 feet. So I want to push it out of the frog.
So you would just push Quincy against the wall of the stomach inside the frog.
Oh, I thought I could like.
So your hand would just go to Quincy. Like Quincy's like, "Boo-hoo!" You're like, okay. Ow!
Okay.
Heimlich, like the frog. You're like,
Yeah.
So can I put the hand in the mouth of the frog and like uppercut
Kill
it from
the
inside
frog!
the mouth?
Trying to push the mouth open.
Yeah.
He's trying to say like if you can teleport the hand underneath me inside the frog, lift me up out of the mouth.
Yeah, Mage Hand is only good for like a couple pounds of pressure usually.
Well, that's why it's telekinetic mage hand. It's the one that can push anything.
Let me look it up. Telekinetic mage
Wisdom.
hand. So telekinetic feet?
Yeah, telekinetic wisdom for the feat mage hand. As a bonus action, you can try to telekinetically shove one creature you see within 30. Oh, I see. I have to see them.
That as well. You have to see them as well.
I'm in a tummy.
Okay. So that's that. Okay, so that cancels that then. I missed that part. Frig. Okay, Abby is going to
The orc.
yeah, that's my plan. Abby's gonna just kind of jump up in the air and move himself. Move Abby. Why can't I move myself? I can't move myself.
Yeah, I can't move myself either.
I want to move myself 1 space, 2 spaces back. Yep. And in the area around.
You should be able to control them now.
Yeah. Okay, Abby's gonna jump back. And he's going to cast Entangle on every enemy creature in the area. So let me just look at that quick. So they need to succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained. And they have to beat a strength of 15.
Okay, just see how big it is. I think it's 15 by 15, yeah?
Range area is 20 feet.
20 feet, okay. Let me just find some things here. Okay. So this is your spike growth.
Okay.
Here. So where do you want to center it on?
Yeah, basically like that, but not on moss or arc.
So you want it over there so it's touching.
But all 3 of them, but just like move it over so it could touch Yeah, I got it.
There you go.
Beauty.
So to grab all them there. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And they're all going to make strength saving throws. Okay.
Yeah.
And fuck. That's an 8 for the orc.
Okay.
You ain't going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
That's
all I need.
Sorry.
15 for the giant toad with Quincy.
So that is a 15 on my.
So it'll beat that, and then it's a 9 for the second toad. So 2 fail, 1 succeed. So 2 are currently restrained.
Nice.
Okay.
Fine.
So turn the ground to difficult terrain, so their movement is also halved. So they have to keep making strength throws to be able to move. Basically, you've just planted them, and they can't go anywhere until they break out.
Worth it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Abby's gonna say to Moss, like, I got them situated, but the one apparently doesn't like my flowers.
That's awful. They're beautiful.
I know.
So you see Evie just start
How
to
dare.
take their wingspan, start to fly up above the lake
dare.
water. And again, they're like sort of 3 or 4 more prominent feathers that kind of resemble fingers just start to rise and scoop up as the sandy sort of lakeshore just starts to like crumple and start to move around as vines and plants just start to just come out of nowhere, wrapping around the giant toad's legs, wrapping around the orc's body and keeping them restrained. And the one orc or the one toad is just swallowing Quincy still, with Moss like, gah, sort of attacking them with the glaive. Some of the vines are starting to wrap towards them, but the toad is starting to back away and not get near it. Floating, how far above the lake are you floating?
Roughly about 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, good to know. All right, and then we'll go on to said toad that is grappled. But they still have Archeron right here in front of them, so they are going to make an attack.
Do your worst.
Do your worst.
I
Because
should've
while
pulled
they're
Archon away.
restrained, just so you guys know, so restrained means their speed is 0. Attack rolls against them have advantage. They have disadvantage on their attack rolls and saving throws. So they're going to be making this attack roll at disadvantage to you, Archeon. Ooh, 18 and 1. So that's a miss. As another bite tries to come towards you, but more vines wrapping around the bulbous head of the giant toad and restraining them from moving any more forward.
Imagine happy little flowers just appearing on his face, like, not today.
Wrap around them, the maw of the giant toad opens up and a tongue line lunges at you, just grab and go, fuck off, throw it back.
I take a chunk out of the tongue. I'm like,
All right, so that'll be his go. And then Archeron, here we go.
Yes! Do it!
And when I answer my rage, I do get Wild Surge. So,
Yes!
1d8. Where are you, my friend? Let's see what we got. 1. Shadowy tendrils lash around you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or take 1d12 necrotic damage. You also gain 1d12 temporary hit points.
Oh my goodness.
So I go
So
from
which one do you want to
52.
The toad that swallowed Quincy.
Yes, please.
All right, so they're gonna make con save.
Yes,
They got a beat. You should have a little DC thing on your sheet there. Or
Yeah, it
close to the
says 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your constitution modifier. So
I got an unnatural 20.
Nah.
Got a 19
Oh.
plus 1.
okay, I think that beats. I can't see the number
It
for some
would.
reason.
Your DC wouldn't be 20 at this level.
No, absolutely not. Okay, but I also gain
12
temporary hit points. So
That's really
55 plus 12, it's 67.
Nice.
Nice.
So the rest of you just see as Archeron's kind of battling this toad and kind of pushes it off as the vines sort of wrap around it, their mane just becomes very taut and it starts to flare, and they move their head around and their jaws widen and the fangs grow deep and their eyes go dark black as veins start to come into view from the edges of their eyes. Huge snarl as they raise their hand, and just these inky black tentacles just emanate out of nowhere as they release a huge loud roar. And Quincy, you're just feeling your body tumble to and fro, playing in the bile of this giant toad as you hear smacking and wet noises of tentacles just starting to roll around near the bottom of the toad. Not being able to see what's going on, you just hear this loud roar as the toad just starts to back forward and try to get out of the entanglement.
Sure.
Okay.
And then I have 2 attacks.
That was your rage. Did you want to?
That was my rage.
Yes,
I still have 2 attacks, so I'm gonna use that great axe because I love it so much.
Push it up.
The one
You
in
hit the one
front
in
of me
front of
is the one with Quincy.
Quincy is this
No.
one.
Okay, so I am
You
gonna
can easily run over there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cleave.
2 attacks
if I
at
will.
advantage.
Oh,
Do it.
Or no, sorry, not at advantage. They're not entangled. My bad.
That one's not entangled. Yeah.
I was not entangled.
So sorry, 2 regular attacks.
Plus 6, 18.
18 will hit.
Okay, 1 d10, which is this one. 1d10 plus 3. 5 hit points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that was the glaive. 1d12. Sorry, that was the. Okay.
Yes.
Ah, on the table, please.
Maximum damage.
6 plus 4, 10.
Nice.
Okay, 10 points of damage.
Okay, and then it's like a cleave and then a wind up again with a cleave. So
Yeah.
10 plus 7 is 14. And then 1d12 plus 4. First attack was 12, not 10, because I got 2 points because I'm raging. And then 4 plus
You do
4 is
have your
8,
bib.
so 10.
You could do it again to see if you get higher than a 4 on that attack roll. That's once per turn. You get to reroll a damage die.
From the bib.
I'll do it. From the bib. Ended up being a 1.
Ah!
So it'll be 5. 5, 6, 7 plus because the rage.
The odds are
5
higher
on
though.
top of that.
So
Gosh.
12 and 7 in total damage.
Okay. Okay, this thing is looking fucked up as this blackness is starting to overtake Archeron's form, and their sort of tufted white and yellow fur. Just parts of their coloration starts to become gray in some parts, like their entire hue just changes from like a bright sort of cream-colored Leonin to more of a gray, dark shade as they start to lean over, start to come full like running Leonin leap on all fours as they jump through the sand. The glaive start all these cuts leaning over, and you, Quincy, being inside this toad, this glaive is going.
Great
Cool.
axe. It's a great axe.
Going right through the bile, and you see some of the liquid starting to pour out into the lakeshore beach.
Cool.
It's looking really, really rough.
All right.
And I think that is it for me because that was 2 attacks and my bonus. So yeah, just a quick question. So do the tendrils stay with me while I'm in my rage? Or is it just the one time when I enter into the rage do those tentacles?
Let me see. I think it's just a one-time thing.
I think it's just the one time.
Flowers, bolts, rage, magic infused, tendons near it. Why am I not? Oh yeah, each creature of your choice.
Oh, that's also each creature he can see of his choice.
Yeah.
Multiple. Maybe.
So he could have had like both toads and the orc.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's
do that
each creature, so I'll get them to roll con saves as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me figure out what my thing the save is. So DC is 8 plus.
Yeah,
my
it's not a
proficiency-
constant. It's when you go into rage. That thing is a one-time thing.
Okay. Okay.
But I will
Really
roll
fun
con
way.
saves for the other toad and for the orc as well.
Constitution
proficiency
modifier
plus your
plus the
con.
3. Where's
Uh,
my proficiency bonus? Oh, that's 3. So 6.
It'll be 3.
6 and 6 plus
It
6.
should say it on your D&D Beyond sheet, add it all together. But the orc got
14?
6,
14.
orc got 6, and the toad got a 14. So
Oh, so it passed.
roll necrotic damage for the orc.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's worth it. That's worth it.
1d12 necrotic. 7.
7. So same thing, those inky black tentacles started to wrap around the toad, but it wasn't able to get there, but it started to sprout out of the ground and just wildly just flashing all around. And as the orc was kind of getting out from getting kicked from Lamorna, just stinging, slimy, acidic black tentacles just start to slap it in the face in a weird comedic way, wrapping around its arms and starts to slink back down into the ground. Okay. So that is that. Come to Quincy. So for Quincy, stuck
Alright,
inside of the toad,
I
you can
am,
attempt to climb out.
Tired of being eaten. No, I'm staying inside there. I'm casting Thunder Wave from inside the toad.
It'd be hilarious as he's inside of there, just a part of an axe is just like in like the stomach, like no.
So like
Alright.
that is a Constitution saving of 14. I don't know if that counts, but I'm inside, so
No, it does, because restrained is attacks, and you're not. This is a spell. It doesn't require you to attack. You're just fucking doing it. So
yeah.
it works. So here we go. So what's the save? Con save?
It's a 14 con.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see. I'll use the Sauron die. Everyone loves
No.
No, that's a biased remark.
that. That is a crisp 6.
That is a hot 11 thunder damage from inside the toad.
Okay.
Don't get
So,
It's like the scene from the first X-Men. It's just like where Storm was like, you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? Same thing that everything happens when it gets struck by lightning.
You're like fucking 2 seconds ahead of me. I was just gonna.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's
was
all
great.
Good. Great minds think alike. So, you, Archeon, going, and with Moss as well, you both got your glaives out, slashing at this thing, trying to go for the belly, trying to maybe make a giant deep cut so that Quincy will just sort of fall out. You see his face and his hands imprinted on the rubbery skin of the toad, as it's trying to back away from all of your attacks, all of your cuts. You, Archeon, just sort of leapt in there, running at full speed, getting more up close than Moss, who's using the full length of the glaive from where they are, expertly spinning it around and doing all of their cool monk shit. But as you kind of take a step back and you and Moss are kind of side by side, Moss, you look over at Archeon, who just looks really fucking creepy. His fur color has changed to gray, his black eyes, he's just in this this heavy fucking angered state with just foam and blood and spit running down his mouth.
This is a prime look for you.
I'm still like in this moment. I'm still very Neanderthalic, just because of the rage. So I'm just like,
Their whole brow grew 3 sizes larger, like Super Goku.
fire
But with
good,
that-
fire cook me.
I think I kind of like put my like paw through his hair because it's like super like, you know, just like.
Very like hair metal 80s style hair, all
Oh,
crisp and ready to go. But as you're both side by side having a conversation, you look over the toad and it goes.
Save pieces of meat. Oh, Quincy!
The toad obliterates into 1,000 smacky, goopy pieces, and standing there, covered in toad bile and blood and guts, is Quincy.
I hate being eaten.
Never doubt you for a second, Quincy.
Bonus action, I want to shoot the orc with Reggie.
Okay.
Do it.
Instant action.
I have advantage on that because they're restrained, correct?
Yep.
That is 15.
That'll
Oh,
just hit. Roll damage.
Wonderful. Okay, that's 2d8. 9.
9. Okay. As
9
you
force
go and
damage.
sort of you see him like having trouble getting the vines and the flowers off, and like, oh, son of a bitch! He's taking his daggers and trying to cut him off. You're just like, explode the toad. Look over at him. Boom! 2 shots, right?
It's just one. Just one.
One shot. You go for that shot. He goes, ah! Takes 2 daggers and puts it in front of him, so the blast kind of smacks it apart. Still, parts of it hits him, but he uses a reaction of uncanny dodge to half the
Cool.
damage.
Cool. Rogues, man. All right. I want to take my movement, and I would like to get out of the way. I can't move my person, so about it like 1, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Hold on.
Just maybe 20 feet to the east. Just straight to the right. That's fine.
You're good. You can do it now.
Oh, thank you. Yay! Yep, just right here, and that's it. I kind of just get out of there, like, I just getting all this icky stuff off of me. I'm preparing for next turn.
Archeron like caught a piece of like the exploding toad. It is now just like.
It's semi-fried.
You should really try the frog legs. They're good.
You can just see them scattered way over there by the tree line.
Yeah, it's just hanging from it.
we'll
Still
get
like
them
twitching.
later.
We'll get those later. Yeah.
Get them
And then,
later.
like the meaty part is like attached to like one of the branches and just says.
Nice.
That's dinner later. That's dinner later. That's delicious.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that will go to the top of the round with our orc friend here. So they got to make another strength saving throw, try to get out of being restrained. Okay. Come on, motherfucker. Hiya! Damn it!
Yeah.
That was like a 5. That was an 18 to an 8. Yeah, not gonna do it. 9.
Whoop whoop.
Which that doesn't beat your DC, does it, Eddie? Okay. So yeah, so the orc is still stuck there trying to get himself. Oh, son of a bitch! Using the daggers, trying to cut. As he keeps cutting a vine, 3 more take its place. Having a very difficult time there.
Hydra.
I did forget that, like, in the midst of all this, I'm still wearing this blood dripping apron, so it's just adding to this ambiance.
You look
It's
like
just
a
falling down,
raging
falling, like,
butcher.
all over
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
legs, like dripping onto the sand. On the white sand, there's just a splattering of blood falling everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hilarious.
Okay. After that, it's gonna be Moss. What would you like to do?
Okay. I think I'm gonna take full advantage of the orc being restrained, and I'm going to cast Create Bonfire underneath his feet.
Oh.
And I'm going to roast this mofo for trying to kill a majestic unicorn.
Alright.
So, let's see. That's wait. I still roll an attack, right?
Well, you read bonfire. Tell me what it says.
Let's see. You create a bonfire on the ground you see within range, which is 60 feet. Until the spell ends, the magic bonfire creates a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire's space when you cast the spell must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 2d8 fire damage.
So you don't have to attack. They have to create a fire underneath them, right
Cool.
there, and they're going to make a dexterity saving throw. And if they fail, they'll take 2d8
And because they're restrained, they got a disadvantage on that.
on the dexterity throw. That's correct.
I'm learning DM stuff.
Ooh, but I got a 19 and a 17.
No.
So that's
I
like
see.
22.
Yeah. Nope. They.
Does it say half as much on a success?
Let's see. When it just says, let's see. Okay. Must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage. So
So then no, they succeed and they don't take damage.
okay. Well then I'm just going to
Throw hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cut into this frog then. That's right beside me
So
with
that
my
was your
glaive.
action for bonfire.
Was that a-
Yes.
Was that
Okay,
bonus
so you've
action?
done an
speed?
action, so you have your bonus actions left.
Okay, then bonus action, and I'm going to use a key point to do flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows to whom?
The frog.
The frog. Okay,
The
these are made at
frog.
advantage because they are restrained.
Cool.
Monsieur La Frog.
No.
That was already a 13 on the first one. Yeah, so.
All right,
hit
first
them.
one's gonna hit.
And then a 16 on the second one.
Both hit.
Okay. Okay. So. So that will be 16 damage. Bludgeoning.
16
Nice.
bludgeoning damage. Okay. All right.
Okay, I need to spend my key.
So yeah, so you go over and see the orcs having a hard time getting out of the vines, and you just sort of lift up. You see Archeron displaying all this necrotic energy, and you just look at him and go, and your whole hand just lights on fire, and you just whip it over to where the orc is standing. You don't necessarily like throw a fireball, but you just make a throwing action. The flame douses on your hand, and you just see flames start to erupt underneath the orc, and they're like, and they're just like panicking, trying to cut the vines off
has to
before it starts to
redo-
take hold.
And he has to redo his dexterity saving throw, I guess, when he starts his turn or when he moves into.
Yeah, so when he
the
starts his turn, he'll
bonfire.
have to deal with the fire again because he can't move.
Fail.
Good combo.
The fire and flames.
But yeah, so you sort of throw that bonfire over, and then you just do a cartwheel over their toe, and just man start to just throw hands all over the bulbous belly. These things still being restrained. It's just like a punching bag that's just held in place. You're just It's
like the like inflated like sack
croaking
underneath. Yep.
and
Yeah,
just like
perfect.
waves of imprint are just bellowing throughout the body of the giant toad. It's like
Or its
not fair.
eyeball.
It's like Mike Tyson just going to town on a person that's just like tied up in front of them.
I wanted the orc to burn.
But good damage there. Okay. After that, we come to Ebby floating in the sky.
Because I'm concentrated, I can't cast another instant spell, right?
Correct. Unless it's a spell that requires concentration.
It doesn't require concentration.
Then I think you can. I think
Okay.
you can't cast two concentration
yeah.
spells. Hold on, let me check.
Because it's not. This spell is not concentration.
Yeah, you just can't cast another spell that requires concentration, but as you're concentrating that, you can still throw stuff around.
Cool. Okay, so Eddie is gonna move closer over to Quincy, and ask them. She's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll be fine.
I don't believe you. And Ebby just starts casting Healing Word immediately.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
It's like dry. He's like, oh, I'm fine.
I heal him for 7 points.
I'll take it. Thank you.
I'm no longer bleeding.
I'm just being slowly burned alive by acids.
Stomach acids.
Stomach acids just chilling there.
Hey.
and then that ends my turn. Oh, I want to hold a reaction of a spell. I want to hold. I'll be able to cast a spell.
So you used Healing Word as a bonus action.
No, that was just my action.
So you can't hold an action if you've already spent an action.
Oh. Okay, so the healing can be used as a bonus action then?
I wasn't sure of which. I think Healing Word is a bonus action, isn't it?
Healing word can be a bonus action.
Okay. So can I
still
use
have your
that?
action left, so you can hold your action if that was healing word. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So for which spell are you holding for? In like what scenario will it pop up?
Because Abby's just afraid of just constantly being attacked. He's gonna hold Gust.
Hold gust, but what's the thing that's gonna set it off? Like when someone gets close to you.
If someone lunges at him or tries to throw a projectile at him, anything like that, he wants to be able to just be like, oh, nope, and then just stop it.
Oh, just
Yeah.
whoa, giant Superman. Okay, gotcha. All right. So after that is our giant toad here, but seeing Moss just digga-da, you're right underneath it. It's gonna try and bite you.
That
At disadvantage?
Come at me.
Because
Yeah.
Because it's restrained. Restrained.
Ooh, you son of a bitch. Would have been a natural 20, but
Ugh.
instead, it's gonna be a 14.
ha misses.
Or wait, sorry. 16.
Nah, hits.
It does? Oh shit, okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. It's +4, not a +2.
Let's just go with the first one.
All right, so it is going to chomp onto you. So that is going to be a that is 7 points of piercing plus 9 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled, my friend.
Okay.
So the rest of you just see Moss but it's able to like squeeze its way out of some of the vines as it moves back and forth. Some become loose and just use this giant maw to go, and you see the tail, and Moss is like flicking in the air.
I want to say that I'm still hitting the uvula.
Doing damage. Always be doing damage.
Unfazed by this.
Exactly. Okay. So that's the giant toad's turn.
See that happen? I'm just like, prepare yourself, giant frog.
Archeron, it is your turn. Let's go.
So, I'm gonna move here.
So you've got your rage going. You can make your 2
Yep.
attacks.
Okay, so let me turn this.
Stop, I don't need to have this on.
You'll have advantage on your attacks.
Okay, so I'm going to do 1 attack with my great axe.
All right.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to do 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
Am I allowed to do that? So that's 1 with the 2-handed weapon, and then I'm going to pull out.
Well, you already have so you have 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
So you can hit with your better weapon.
Okay.
So you do 2 attacks, and then if you're not holding a shield, use 2-handed weapon. 2-handed fight, but sorry. Woo! Brain moving faster than mouth.
English is difficult.
Yeah.
If barbarian holding axe with 2 hands cannot do 2-weapon fighting because you need an extra hand.
Yes.
So-
Okay. So I can't use an axe for the first hand, put the axe away, pull out a warhammer with 1 hand, and just thump, and then 2-weapon hand.
2-handed
thump
weapon just specifically states that if you have like a dagger or a short sword, you can then take your other hand with like a hand axe or a dagger or a short sword and do 2 hits. But anything that requires 2 hands to hold something negates that feature.
Okay. So then I'm just going to wield in 1 hand a mace and the other hand a warhammer.
So again, does
No.
your warhammer require 2 hands?
No, it does not. It says martial and versatile. And it does not say 2-handed,
Okay.
nor does my mace.
Okay, there you go.
So then I could do 3 attacks then.
You can.
Because if I hit with my
attack
mace.
your action with 1, and then 2-weapon fighting, you could use that 3rd one to hit. But you don't. The damage, I think, doesn't have any pluses to it. It's just a straight roll. So you get the modifier for the hit, but not the modifier for the damage. If that makes sense.
Okay, then I'm just gonna attack it twice with my great axe, and then I'm gonna figure it out as we go along. So.
Okay.
11 plus 7, 18.
That'll hit in the first one.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for the second one just as well. 3 plus 7, 10, yeah.
Just
10.
misses.
Just misses. That's fine. 1d12 plus 4. Nine plus 4 is 13 hit points of damage.
Nice.
And then...
It's looking very rough.
Yeah, I'm going to try to figure out... Oh, man. I could do Poison Spray as a cantrip.
Is that a bonus action? Because you used your action to attack.
Yep, I'll use that as a bonus action.
Bonus action, poison spray?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
10 feet con. So you have to hit a con of 12.
Con of 12.
At disadvantage because you're still...
Only disadvantage on dexterity throws, not con.
Okay.
Ooh, 17.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
So as this thing is trying to swallow down Moss, you're reaching over, not today, Satan! Getting in with a giant axe. 2 giant strikes. More bile and green goop kind of fall out of the giant toad as it's too busy trying to swallow the legs of Moss kicking, and she's just hitting the uvula inside. And then you just look at this thing and that black goo that's foaming from your mouth. You just spit up this poison spray from your gullet, and it just kind of dodges out of the way. Even though it's a very big, bulbous body, it's just in fight or flight mode, and it flailing around just hits wide.
Okay. Just an extra 2 points of hit points of damage to that as well, because I keep forgetting to add it to the rage.
Right. Okay.
Because of the rage. So just another extra 2 points of damage.
All right. But it's looking rough. There's blood and bile pouring from its belly once again from all the strikes. It's just too concerned with its just animal instinct trying to eat something currently, but it's looking really rough. It's like getting consumed by the vines. Its legs are buckling. It's having a hard time keeping up, but still Moss's legs are just sliding back and forth.
Okay, I think that is literally it for me.
That is all. Okay.
That's all.
Quincy.
I'm going to move 5 feet back there. That's it.
Sure. Go for it. Okay.
That's it.
All right, it's looking pretty rough. I'm gonna just use my bonus action as the first thing. Shoot with Reggie. That is an 18 plus 6, 24.
That'll hit.
So 2d8. That'll be another 11 force damage.
And this is with Reggie again?
This is with Reggie. Bonus action.
So
Shoot him
returning the
first.
favor, as Archeron goes down and starts swinging it side to side, Moss's legs are slowly being galloped by the giant maw of the toad. You run over, get my friend out of your fucking mouth! Bam! The top part of the toad just looks over. Huge chunk of its head just smatters into a bunch of pieces. The roof of its mouth is now just open and exposed as you see Moss just laying on top of like the tongue of the frog going.
I feel like as this happens, I'm actually having the uvula in a chokehold, like, ah!
You son of a bitch!
Ah!
Oh, do you like that? Do you like that?
Stupid toad!
Chew your food!
Good. Okay, so that's what I wanted to know, if that was gonna do that, because I wanted to see if Reggie could take care. For my regular action, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Scorching Ray at all 3 rays at the orc.
Okay.
That would be that's a 15 for the first hit.
That'll hit.
21.
These are at advantage too, yeah?
21 on the second hit.
Hit.
And a dirty 20 on the third hit.
All hit.
That'll be 2d6 per each hit. So that'll be the first one is a fire. That's 9 plus 6, so 15 plus another 5, so 20 fire damage. But there's 3 individual ones, so it's 9, 6, and 5. So if you uncanny dodges one of them, it was 9, 6, and 5.
Okay. So you'll definitely dodge the first one. So 4, 6, 5. That's 15 points of fire damage overall.
You just see Quincy kind of, and because I cast it through that, another 2 points of fire damage because I cast it through my spoon. So you kind of see Quincy pull out his spoon, which is his arcane focus, and it just kind of 3 arcs of fire just go and just go boom, boom, boom.
So all you see Quincy take out that after like bam, using ready to blow off the top half of the toad as the giant bulbous body falls over to one side with Moss gutting the tongue and the uvula in a headlock. You son of a bitch! Quincy, you kind of like spin around, take out your arcane spoon, and almost like playing cards, like flick the firebolt out of it, and then kind of spark and quiver like fireworks. They're going a straight direct action. They kind of warple around to see this assassin trying to get out of the vines. Just direct hits, and part of their armor falls off to the side. Bits of their tunic are on fire, and they're trying to pat it out. Third-degree burns all over them. Their hat falls down to the ground as the vines start to consume it and grab it into the ground with Evie standing there above the water, Magneto style, just conducting all these vines to continue to constrict and restrict everyone. But he's looking fucked up.
Nice.
I love you said Magneto style, makes me happy.
All right. So, fuck me. Okay. Well, first, he's gonna see if he can get out of this. It's just last remnants of his life. He's trying so hard to get out the vines. Nope.
Nice.
My vines are absolute.
I need that on a t-shirt.
We'll have to roll for this.
So, as those last fire bolts hit the orc, seeing the giant toads have been obliterated, seeing the might of the Monarch 4 in front of him, the orc shouts off, "Wait! Wait!" and just tries to get you to stop.
Can I go up to him?
Certainly can.
Okay, so I am going to go up to him. I'm going to
Bite his head off.
pick. Like a wood. And I pull out my axe, and I'm still in rage.
So, tell me what you know, and do not waste my time with talk, for my fangs long for flesh and my belly aches.
All right, make a intimidation check.
Intimidation. +4, I'm intimidation. 12, of course.
12. So he looks at you, and he's pretty fucked up. Like, he's got blood coming out of his underbite fangs here. He has his tunic and his armament's all broken apart. He still has his daggers kind of like close to him, but the vines are still slowly latching around and just tightening, like ropes just being pulled from either ends to loop to make the knot even that more constrictive. He looks at you. He's like, my friend, we got off on the wrong foot. I just maybe got a little bit ahead of myself. I'm sure that there could be some monetary exchange for your trouble today.
I want to fire a shot right next to him, but like on the square next to him, and go. Talk.
Why are you here?
Well, I'm here to collect what I was paid to do, of course.
From who?
From the Hourglass Coven, of course. They are particularly fond of unicorn horns, and I noticed your crazy fun flying machine not that long ago, and I followed you to the lair, which was very good, cutting my hunting time by quite a bit.
I want to also walk up, kind of like on the outskirts of the thorns, just so I don't step through the thorns and everything. And I'm gonna be a little bit behind Archtron, so Archtron has the full front, but I have Reggie trained on him. Which of the Hourglass Coven do you work for?
Me, of course, works for Bevlona Brightstraw.
Oh, good. I want to fire right at him because it's Bavlorna. I don't want him going back to Bavlorna.
Ah.
Okay.
That'll be a 14 to hit.
That just hit.
Oh, good. Thank God.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna, that's it. I'm gonna.
I thought it was
Head.
15.
7, only 7 damage of force.
7.
Yeah.
So where did you hit him, in the shoulder, in the head, or?
Depending on, I don't know, just how lethal is this damage? I'm kind of just shot.
So you just hit him, and a chunk of his shoulder just explodes like watermelon. You see bits of flesh and blood just spatter against the white sand behind, and a piece of his bone is now protruding out from his body. It's going.
With the rules of Prismere and the rules of hospitality and reciprocity, consider this your reciprocity. I want to fire again, unless Arctron wants to do something.
I was gonna with that blast, it did kind of singe the flesh in a certain aromatic way, and still fresh from the rage. I can't help it.
Go ahead.
And I just
Before you do
pick
it,
him. Okay.
before you do that, I just want to say the colors in Ebby's vines have faded as soon as the shoulder has gone up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like he's now like I can just yank him out of the vines.
No, their color just changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just
So as you start, you're basically gonna start looking over to him in that like really hungry.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
look.
Like axes down, claws are still covered in blood and still like leaning forward. And I am just going to, I'm gonna step on his head, lean down, and I'm gonna rip his arm off of his body. And that's it. I'm gonna walk away, and I'm just gonna be like, I have like arm, shoulder, and hand in my mouth, and spit it out in my own hand, and look back
So
at Quincy.
as you start to walk towards him,
Okay.
make intimidation at advantage.
Intimidation at advantage. Intimidation.
Where's my moss cover iced?
15 plus.
I know.
four is-
I think at this point, I have like pieces of the frog, and like I have one of the legs, and I just kind of like cover it with like a flipper on over your eyes, just like.
Oh, I'm nowhere near you though.
Oh gosh, darn it. Okay, well then I'm
It's too
over
late.
collecting. I'm over collecting the frog legs. I want him to bite his head off. So
Thank you.
I'm hungry
Snacks for
too.
later.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm hungry.
19. I got 15 plus 4. 19.
All right. So as you has his shoulders pretty much blown off. You look over to him, and just like the drool start to come from your mouth, shaking off your fur, all the dripping
Still bleeding.
blood that's dripping a line across the sand as you start having that look in your eye, and the vines are still tightening, and he's just looking at all of you, not stopping Artron from doing what he's about to do. He says, wait, stop, hold on. Wait.
Is for prey. And I pop off his shoulder now, or is he going to tell us something?
Well,
I mean, it's his shoulder. He's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet. His shoulder's a shoulder. It's just but a flesh wound.
if you want to let him try to say something.
Okay, I'll have his not blown off shoulder, but I'll have it like in my paw, ready to yank. My foot is on his chest, ready to just lawnmower start his arm off.
I'm picturing the scene in Naruto where like Sasuke has like his arm bent back, right?
Oh, totally. So you go up to him, basically
Yikes.
grab his arm with like just a bit of connective tissue left, and you're like, talk. He's like, okay, look, I'm sorry, I lied before. I lied. I don't work for Bavlona Bikestra. I don't work for the hags at all.
Then who do you work for?
I was sent on a mission to retrieve one of the last unicorn horns in this land from the League of Malevolence.
Who?
Said the League of Malevolence.
I know. I was just like, who is that? That names means nothing to us. And if you better start explaining real quick. Oh, my friend here.
Skye, before I tell you, do you promise to let me go?
Well, there's no promise.
Promise you won't kill me?
You are in no position to make
Promise.
any.
No,
demands.
it's okay. It's okay. I promise.
Please,
Let you go.
Swear on those you love most that you will let me go if I tell you.
I swear.
Are you being untruthful?
Obviously.
Can I roll a stealth check? Can I roll a stealth check to be like to hide and then aim like my crossbow at him? Because they're promising not to kill him. I never said shit.
All right, make a
Oh
stealth
no, I'm
check.
gonna kill him. I'm gonna.
I'm not promising
Aw.
nothing.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Okay,
dead.
and well now we gotta play
Yeah.
rock paper scissors to see who.
Do not
who kills him,
come.
because like.
Do not come. I'm gonna come. All right, so stealth.
That's a. Oh wait, well that's a 15 on the die. Ooh, stealth. Oh, plus 6, 21.
All right, so as he's too very much concerned with the hulking, hungry Leonin in front of him, you kind of just saunter backwards towards a tree line. Doesn't even pay attention to you.
Okay, I'm gonna prepare reaction then.
So for your Arctron, make a deception check.
Deception, which is plus. Oh, thank God! Please. I got a fucking nat 20. I will literally show you if you can see it on the dice there. The little nat 20.
Shit.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll get a nat 20 too. It's possible. Crazier things have happened, like 2 nat 20s in a row. Who does that?
No, I got 15. I got 15 plus 9. I got 19. Last time. Oh, I swear to God, Kevin.
Okay.
Okay, don't do that to me, man.
Whenever
I'm
you
like,
move
oh
your
my
camera,
God.
I'm just
I
like.
want to be a good DM. I didn't fuck with you once in a while. So,
I know.
So he totally believes you. He thinks this is his last vestige to keep his life and to possibly get out of this freaking jam that they've got themselves in. The League of Malevolence is a special group of powerful individuals. Sometimes they work with the Hourglass Coven, and sometimes they have their own goals and aspirations. But there's their leader who hired me, Kellic. He wants to take custody of a magical staff belonging to his most hated rival, the wizard Ringlrun. It's among some of the frozen in Sibilna's palace. Apparently, a unicorn horn is needed to free Ringlrun from their temporal stasis, which would then enable Kellic to seize the staff for himself.
So
Thank
you
you
were
for
sent to.
telling. Go ahead.
So you were sent to capture a unicorn horn to release a rival wizard, capture his staff for your leader, Kellic.
Well, I don't know if I would be doing the stealing. I mean, maybe. Most of the time, I'm pretty good at it. Don't let this judge my previous work, but
You're horrible at it.
looks that way right now, doesn't it?
Mhm.
But you were saying you're looking for Eladon.
Yes.
Eladon.
Keep talking.
Maybe a little bit of good faith healing for your old friend.
And he squeezes his vines tighter.
I was about to say, like, my
Oh.
foot, my foot, like claws in my foot are starting to like seep into him a little bit, just like pressing into his chest a little bit more.
I was about to say I was gonna run over to Ebby to like cover his ears so he didn't heal him.
Ebby is
body
like 10 feet above the water.
I forgot that he's
Yeah.
flying.
A body can only talk so much when the oxygen is fastly releasing from its lungs. You best start moving quickly.
And that's fine. You can kill me and never know where Geladon is.
We'll
Archon,
figure
are
it
you
out.
hungry?
Man.
I switch
Very.
Reggie over to the fire flamethrower setting. And I kind of just did like a puff right in his face.
As long as I know where Geladon is, it's gonna let me be free. It's gonna save me. It's gonna
I will free you. I will free you from your miserable existence. Clunk. And off over the shoulder swings my great axe like a golf club. And hit it like right across.
Before he says information, you're gonna
Before he
decapitate
says
him.
his information. Done.
All right. So it's saying that it's a flame. Like, it's like, if I, as long as I know this information, you won't. Oh!
And I have his tasks.
Sure.
You can do whatever you like now.
I'm gonna go collect the frog's legs. Just like, okay, well.
Okay.
I already have a good amount. So like Moss, after you guys deal with that, she pops up from her stealth. She's like, I got the legs, and then I'm gonna cast
Good
bonfire.
The storm.
Oh, we're not gonna
wait.
eat. We're not gonna
Well,
eat.
We can cook them now.
Come on, a bonfire on the beach. Wait, where's Lamorna?
Lamorna.
After I did that, I do turn back at Ebby. I'm just like, so sorry.
Can I do an insight check on Ebby?
Sorry you had to see that.
That wasn't really high. My dice are not happy today.
Welcome to my existence.
Okay, insight. My insight's actually pretty good, but that's 12.
Well, Ebby, so that's up to you. You can either roll against it to hide your feelings from them, or you can just be an open book. It's up to you.
How will I roll if I did?
So you'd roll deception against her insight.
12 to beat.
It's a 7.
7. So your emotions are pretty much on the surface right now. How's Ebby feeling in seeing this display of violence before them?
Very solemn. Ebby's thoughts are really stirring around in his mind right now because it's just so much death is happening around him more than what he likes or is used to. And a little bit of him feels a slight bit broken because he has to accept that this is what his friends are like. And part of that is why the vine colors started fading. And he has lowered himself to the ground, but just on the edge of where his vines are currently. And is just looking at the body right now, trying to decide what he wants to do next. But he's visibly just, I would say, looks uncomfortable more than sad, but definitely has retreated inside.
Moss notes this, understands that's normal for Ebby. Guys, I got frog legs!
I'll walk around the thorns and kind of just like walk. I thought you were on the other side of Ebby, but I'll kind of just like my insight was definitely higher than a 7 there too. Noticing that
Let him
it was
be.
either this or the unicorn.
Is the body still there?
Yeah,
Some of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have permission, just because like it's nothing that does it much, but to use the vines in a movement way, just before they vanish?
Sure.
Okay, so Ebby looks at Quincy and Moss and just like gives a half smile at them, hoping to show that there's still like a light in him. But then he looks back to the body, and then he lifts his wing up, and the vines drag the body in the air over towards Ebby, and he wants to start searching the corpse.
Save me the tusks.
Well, so the vines can't lift him up
It's
that
just
far.
it's just like,
But-
like
Flavor.
So first off, I'll say, does anybody else want to search that body before Ebby does this?
No.
Moss does?
I do.
Okay, because that is a mechanic that is a little
Yeah.
game breaking. So
that's why I wanted to ask permission for that.
Yeah.
I have an arm, so unless there's nothing on the arm,
Is there a bracelet on the arm? Is
Or
there
at
like
least, or Abby will come towards it and meet the body just as it's like elevated.
yeah.
To him.
So first, I'll have Moss roll investigation there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Please roll. Wow. Oh, that's a nat 20, but
Hey.
on a little check.
hey, you might have found lots of good things.
Maybe a magical weapon.
Maybe.
Before I swallow
investigation, you
him.
said?
Investigation.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's 21, but natural
Yeah,
20.
So, searching the body, like I said, there was a sort of a side pouch, and there's the 2 daggers, which are just normal daggers that you're able to just keep for your inventory if you want. But you do find inside of the side little satchel pouch a potion.
What does it look like?
Chug, chug, chug.
It has a bit of a sort of like a mercury viscous to it.
Ooh.
Can I do an Arcana check or? Yeah. Arcana's not that good, believe me. That's an 11.
11. So looking at it, swishing it around, it kind of changes from the more concrete gray hue to a more translucent one. And you know this to be a potion of invisibility.
Ah, guys, I found a potion of invisibility.
Another one?
Another one.
Another one? Is there another?
The one
No,
that
I meant like another one because we had one like before earlier
Oh,
in the
did we?
campaign, like long time ago,
Abby wanted for eating and gave it to Quincy.
and I used it to sneak into the.
That's
long-
right.
Long time ago.
It's a
But
reoccurring thing. here.
we have another potion too, don't we? Or did we already use that? It was one that Burley gave us.
It was the one
I
that was
think we-
like overfilling, right?
Yeah,
I think it was Jennings. I don't think we popped it yet.
got it. Okay, so yeah, I found another one, guys, and I'm gonna put it in my inventory.
Fantastic.
Can I use some type of perception investigation for Lamorna?
Sure, go for it.
Dirty 20. Nothing.
Doesn't be anywhere in sight.
Good.
Okay, I was gonna say if she's within 60 feet, I could find her, but I don't know if she's within 60 feet.
All right. Do we want to sit here and rest a little bit and lick our wounds with frog
And
legs?
eat.
Hey, I take
Yes.
offense to that.
You're fine.
I've cast create bonfire, and I am now roasting the frog legs.
I would
Hey,
like
what-
to make special, like use my chef's feet to make special food. If we can take a short rest here, is this okay?
Sure.
To take a short rest. And I can make food for up to 7 creatures, so something for each of us, so 4 creatures. And then if you use healing dice, a hit dice, you can add an extra D8 to that hit dice to heal. So I will use 1 hit dice, and
And those temp 12 HP, those are gone now, correct?
I think they're just for battle, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just so I can take it off there.
Okay, I'm pretty much at full health now.
yep, mine too.
I didn't get touched this entire time.
Noms.
So I know I don't know what to do because usually I'm hit all the time. And so,
Oh, well, then if you're the only ones to hit, I'll just cook food for Moss and I then.
Yeah.
Noms.
Saves us for later.
Yeah, I'm still working on this arm over here.
Have
This
you
orc is
tried
kinda
a
chewy.
frog leg yet? It's nice and tender.
Just picture this giant frog leg too, like not a small one, a very large.
It's actually kind of exciting.
Yeah,
Frog legs
absolutely.
are good, but there's like no meat on them.
I know.
So like,
Just in the legs.
yeah,
yeah.
IRL.
So as we're eating, now what do we do? Do we
Well, I
chase down this League of Malevolence or search for Eladon?
I think that we have a time frame that we have to reach Granny Nightshade.
We do.
So
This is
we
day
should still
1.
prioritize that. But
Agreed.
on the way, I'm guessing this mercenary group is going to pop up again. I just
Oh,
don't think it
sure.
should be the forefront of our mission.
I agree.
Anyone else have an idea what to do?
This is day 1. We have 2 more
I
days to
agree.
go.
I agree with you. No distractions. Only snacks.
Ah, yes, yes.
So should we go straight to Granny Nightshade now?
We should start heading that way.
I think so.
Okay.
After
with that.
after lunch.
After, of course, no, we're leaving.
After
now.
lunch.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what. No, I have nothing else after that.
I'm
nothing
going to
else either.
start.
At the end of the short rest, I'll go ahead and start loading up the weather balloon and get it ready to go.
I'm trying to make jerky out of the frog meat.
I still have, and I'm going to keep that lantern half full of lit coals. I'm not giving them back because I have a hunch that they're going to come in handy in the future. So as much as I promised, as long as she doesn't pop up again, oops,
Unicorn
I
horn
forgot.
goes. As long as no one goes. "Ah!"
Yeah, I think that's it. We're just gonna snack. I'm gonna resharpen my weapons and collect ourselves and get ready to boogie on.
All right. So as you feast on frog legs and heal up your wounds, sun's still shining in the sky. It's still midday. You start to make your way towards Granny Nightshade and her little home.
Is there a map? Like, is there something in the way from us between Granny Nightshade and where we are currently? I didn't see the map again, but like, is there anything in between her fallen down trunk, tree, home? And is there like something interesting on the way that we could probably hit? If not, we can go
Like the floating rocks.
I don't know if that was on the way.
That was coming
from
in.
Where you are, the fallen tree, the home of Granny Nightshade, known as Loom Lurch, was kind of northwest.
Okay.
And there isn't anything very noticeable in between. Like, you're actually like in a pretty close proximity to Loom Lurch. The river that you saw snaked away sort of around this pool went down a bit that way, but there wasn't any distinguishing landmarks that you could see, just tons and tons of forest.
Cool.
So I pose a question for my group. We
No.
are
38.
okay. We are currently under a veil, and so is our weather balloon. Do we want to trek by foot, or do we want to gather more attention with our air balloon? Because that's what this orc, and I point over to the half-eaten orc, said, was that they saw our air balloon and
It's true.
and followed us where we
But-
landed. If we're under a veil, our weather balloon is also under that veil. We just need to keep the unicorn horn in order to come back through.
Counterpoint.
But how far? Yeah, sorry. How far are we though from Granny Nightshades?
And that's why I wanted to pose the question.
Counterpoint. Us flying around in this particularly recognizable balloon is known to belong to Bavlorna. If we, her hired mercenaries, are creating havoc in hither, it would probably create a bit of a disgruntled land plot war from hither and thither between the sisters.
So I will remind you that the assassin said they lied.
True.
They didn't get hired by Bavlorna. They were hired by the League of Malevolence.
Correct, but it could be assumed that he recognized the balloon, and that's why he said Bavlorna, because he thought we could have been working with her. So
Yes.
So he does know
So-
of Bavlorna.
yes,
So people, I would presume, know of the weather balloon belonging to the Hourglass Coven and the recognizability of that. I say for swift of travel and our
Okay.
own safety, we continue to use the balloon.
Abby, any thoughts?
I like the balloon idea.
okay. So that's been settled, but within the vicinity of 2 days, are we actually going to try to cause mayhem or just be on our way to Granny Nightshade? And then if havoc were to be reckoned, let it be.
I think mayhem follows us, but that's just me.
We create the mayhem.
I know. Just a
Am
trail.
I
It's
the
just a trail of
drama?
ours. And
I'm not the drama. Am I the
Am I the villain?
I'm not the villain. All right. To Granny Nightshade then.
off we
Yeah.
go.
I take
Alright.
the frog meat and I'm on my way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whatever's
Oh,
left
Oh,
over, yeah. We load it up, kind of stuff it in the shelves of the balloon, and I'll blow on whatever horn or boom boom it is. And
Before we leave, I want to swipe the horseshoe again.
Okay.
It could be used as a deception later.
True. And I will yell out as we're kind of slowly rising up. If Lamorna can hear us, we will do our best to find Eladon. We'll do our best. And then,
I will just say I do want to collect a little bit of is there unicorn blood, that pink blood? Is that still kind of like
Ooh.
on the ground?
I have jars.
Hey,
Not
my
enough
favorite
of
bird.
jars.
My favorite bird.
My
Thank you.
favorite
you.
bird.
I can always dump some of my clean Bavlorna water.
yeah, the clean
Definite.
water.
Definitely
The
clean.
lot, the not Leonin peed in water. Yeah.
Don't drink it.
Just don't drink it.
The
it's
only
fine.
fans Bavlorna bath water.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay, so I do empty out, rinse it in the water, scoop up as much as the of the blood
So
as
it's
possible.
so where they were hit was kind of in the sand area. So there's not like just like a liquid pool that's enough to like put in a jar. It would be more of like it's soaked in the sand. You could put some of the sand maybe in a jar.
I'll
a
take
little
it.
bit.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
why not? Just take it in the sand. I can probably maybe filter through it a little bit later or something like that. But for now, just shovel it in.
Where are you?
I got a
dumping
jar
this
to. I got a jar to.
There
I got a
actually
jar.
there is yeah, because they never got to hit you guys, but on the daggers there are coats of unicorn blood that are still liquid.
Ooh.
Shall I wipe it off into the jar?
Yeah.
Like peanut butter? You're trying to scrape the peanut butter off a
Yeah,
knife?
so if you want to do that instead of it touching the sand, you could just do that and just like little tiny strands fall.
Yeah, even a little
Nice.
bit. Even a little bit. Just enough.
Yeah.
Would these daggers be better than my sickles?
I don't think so.
Your sickle is great. I love that thing. I just saw the fan art. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
This peacock just wields a sickle. Like that's terrifying.
I got talons and sickles.
So going into the balloon and heading over to Loom Lurch.
Yep.
I like it subconsciously. Abby is subconsciously thinking he should have taken the walk, but he doesn't want to risk it at the moment.
Mm.
Oh, my cat scared the hell out of me just now. I just see it in the thing. I'm like, what is this?
As you all start to make your way back towards the balloon, Clabberclaw and Lucifer are still hanging out in the basket of the balloon. Be like, I hope you guys don't mind. I was just making sure our little friend here wasn't in too much trouble. I've never seen a unicorn before. That was really crazy.
No frog legs for you, Lucy.
Yeah, great
Claw,
help.
you can get some jerky.
Yes.
I mean, am I the only one who was thinking about our small friend here? I thought we were supposed to protect the innocent and all that. You guys had this.
Have you seen Clever Claw's claws?
I mean, yes, they're
They're
okay.
sharp.
They're great for breaking nuts. And you see Lucifer take out a walnut and just crack it and just.
It should be like a training montage of just like Moss trying to teach Clapperclaw how to like use the claws.
Do
Oh, my
do
God.
like a dance?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually use them.
Dance of danger.
actually use that.
I mean, I'm more of a lover than a fighter these days, but if you want to teach old Clabberclaw how to give you a 1-2 skidoo, that'd be kind of nice.
Just
Yes.
well, all you need to do is just learn how to clip the Achilles of people's.
Oh, you monster. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is dangerous.
I could work
Come on, Leonin.
God, I know, but even for a Leona, that's wow, that's dark.
I mean,
It's
I could work on
strategic.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a thing that I could probably learn. What time do you guys go to sleep?
No, not us.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Clapperclaw.
no.
Mm.
Bad people on bad
Heal.
people.
I
only.
wrap up his claws now.
Rubber bands.
Like a
Monster.
that's enough for
copper
you.
cloth.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so one by one, start getting back in the basket of the storm weather balloon, and start to rise up back into the sky as you see the sort of darkened, more darkened area of the forest where Loomlurch is. That sort of dead oak tree lying down on its side, various branches protruding from it. Start to make your way over.
While it's kind of like, can I put it on like a semi-autopilot?
You can have it like stick
Or,
in one
like-
direction and just let it kind of drift forward.
Yeah, I'll do that because I want to start working on a couple of things. Specifically, I want to make another masquerade needle with my infusions, just so I have that available and get that ink on my skin so that I have a masquerade tattoo ready to go for later.
And I think so. I have a poisoner's kit, and I want to kind of check the balloon for any sort of crafting items. Like, so a poisoner's kit includes the vials, chemicals, and other equipment necessary for the creation of poisons. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to craft or use poisons. Excuse me.
Yeah, the balloon unfortunately doesn't have. It's kind of like a new car. Like didn't have a lot of attachments on it just yet.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, no worries. And then I'm going to be sitting kind of just near and around the steering wheel.
Okay.
Just going to be kind of I am the autopilot.
And as you see Quincy kind of start to kneel down with Reggie by their side, start to tinker, getting their new masquerade tattoo ready and working order. You see Reggie on all like their sort of bipedal legs, just kind of looking and being interested in what Quincy's doing. What are the rest of you doing while on this little gliding travel here?
Abby is. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go first.
Abby goes to the back of the balloon and is just staying on the out of the end, just watching all the trees past him. And he's I don't know how to word it right. It just left my head. I'm gonna leave it at that for now until I think of what the words were I was thinking of. Yeah, so he's just standing there and he's in a deep thought, but I can't remember what it was.
Trance?
Kind of like a trance, just
deep meditation.
Well, yeah, because he's recognizing that his colors were changing, so he's just in thoughts of this.
Cool.
I want to do a perception check for any villages because Bavlorna was overseeing the Soggy Court. I want to know if there's like a forest court or some sort of like maybe smoke in the distance of like maybe fires, like campfires kind of thing, like residential things. Like, is it all just forest?
Yeah, so as far as you can see, no one need to make a perception check because there does not seem to appear to be any villages or towns. You've got a pretty good sky view of this. It is just sort of mountainous rock formations, pools and bodies of water, and sort of rivers and lakes that spin or that bend and elongate throughout all the forest region, but it's just forest everywhere. Every so often you can see a couple clearings that are in circle formations, and some colorful plants and fungi down below. But other than that, there is no towns or villages or anything like that.
I think while doing this, I just kind of like talk to the others who are like in my vicinity. I'm just like, that organization of mercenaries, I was hoping there'd be some type of village where we could dig for more information, but this place looks desolate in a lush forest way. Doesn't seem like there's anyone for us to talk to for any information.
I did want to propose this and see what you guys thought about this. Granny Nightshade, from what we know, forgets the first person she sees when she wakes up every day. Which of us should be the first to see her? Or do we want her to see so she forgets?
I think she should see Clapperclaw.
And then forget Clapperclaw?
Yeah, because Clapperclaw knows the layout of the. Well, actually, I don't know. I have high stealth, so I opt that I not be the first one because I think I can stealth around pretty easily.
I don't think Clapperclaw will be going with us inside this place.
Got it. We're gonna postpone your training. Achilles, remember. Okay.
I mean, if you took the rubber bands off, I could practice while we're inside of the
Not on us.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like whoever she forgets, and if she consistently forgets of them, it might be a high advantage for us. So, either myself or Abby, possibly.
My stealth is garbage. I'm like a bull in a china shop. It's not happening.
Then maybe.
I feel like if it was comes to
Archeron?
worst, we would need Archeron to be the bull in the china shop.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
So, what is the plan moving forward? So, we want to find this portrait that Bavlorna wants. Does that mean that we want the person she forgets to be the one to sneak in and get it? Or are we just trying to see the outlay of her tree house?
Well,
what?
In my opinion, I think we should kill her, but
I don't know if
Don't
I
think it's easy.
missed. Abby turns around and looks at everyone and says, "I don't know if I don't understand the word forgets right, but how could she forget something she doesn't already know?"
It's a characteristic of hers. Bavlorna told us when me and Longscarf here, and I kind of pat Quincy on the head, talked to her. She said that one of her sister's weak points was that she randomly just forgets the first person she sees in the morning, but then remembers them before she goes to bed. So we have all day until that moment for her to basically not be able to see us. It's just a random characteristic of hers.
So she
I
won't
can't-
see us if she looks
One
at
One
us.
person.
of us.
So she won't see the one person at all then. Good.
I don't know what all that specifically means, but
I'm just not sure if we had all the information right. Because
yeah, because unless you're standing over her when she's waking up, it's not going to work.
And if she forgets the person, if she doesn't know who we are in the first place, the person who she's going to forget, would that not be wasteful?
how would that be wasteful?
Because we don't know if it truly means that she can't see us. It's not like we turn invisible to her.
And she still can question us as we're like, hey, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Random stranger in my house?
True. And
The
yet
value of this could be
So why don't we
if
cause a
one
mess?
person goes in,
Hmm.
confronts Granny Nightshade in conversation, very blatantly steals the portrait while she notices, and then someone else comes by and that is the second person she sees. She completely forgets the first one. She knows her painting is missing, her portrait is gone, but does not know who took it.
I see.
Facts.
what we believe to be facts.
I
So,
think that would be a logical progression of manipulating the weakness of Granny Nightshade.
Well,
we can try our best.
only one way to find out.
If
Abby
not-
nods and then just turns back around.
We rutabaga this.
Rutabaga!
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll just
Wow.
keep on back to the steering wheel and press on a little faster.
I'm gonna take a nap while you're doing that. We'll switch off because while you were doing your thing, I was driving, so I think I'm going to go lie down for a little bit. Take my nap. Consider it a long rest. Consider we're not going that fast, or no, short rest. Short rest.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you want to try to take a long rest, you could try to float the balloon in the air for up to 8 hours if you wanted to. Same thing as taking a long rest, like taking watches and just keeping it up. But that's up to
Do
you.
we need to?
Just
I've
if you
used-
want to take a long rest in the air.
I've used some spells up, but I'm willing to try to see what can happen.
True, and
I
yet we're very
still-
bad at not
Yeah.
resting. I think we went like 9 episodes without a long rest.
Abby, how are you on your spells?
Very good.
You're good?
Okay.
I've only used one of my rages and one of my magic awareness, so
I've only used one level 2 and one level 1.
I'll-
And I have
All that would help me is getting in another slot to turn into another animal.
I've used 1 key point, and I've only been using cantrips this entire time, so I could still fight.
I see.
All right. Let's make it spicy.
All right. No long rest.
So you start to make your way towards the more darkened part of the forest where Loom Lurch is located. Takes you a couple hours to kind of get over there, but as it starts to come into view, you notice something in the distance.
Bum, bum, bum.
The forest is at its darkest here. Up ahead, a colossal dead oak lies on its side. 3 living trees grow naturally out of its fallen remains. Their shapes resemble towers with candlelit windows twinkling in the gloom and wooden balconies encircling gnarled branches. On one side of the fallen tree, firelight spills from a pair of quaint storefront windows, illuminating a clearing filled with merchant stalls.
Oh.
Now, here's a fun thing that I'm going to put into your hands, because I think this makes things more interesting.
Okay.
Who would like to roll a d8 to determine where Skabatha is in Loom Lurch?
Ooh.
I've been rolling low, and I feel like normally in D&D, low numbers aren't good, so I'm going to opt out of this.
Abby, do you want to?
Why don't we both roll and see which number we like the most?
I rolled a 6.
I rolled an 8.
I think the 8 sounds cool. 8. So we don't know where, but she's at the 8.
She's at the 8.
Number 8. Okay. So as you start to see this area kind of come into more focus, you see those merchant stalls, you see the gnarled bark, you see the various accoutrements of Loom Lurch and Granny Nightshade, the various storefront windows with firelight spilling out of them. You start to lower down your storm weather balloon as it still has this dull, thunderous sound emanating from it. Your arrival here is not totally gone unnoticed as the dark storm cloud above sort of comes a bit into purview. You see, you can just make out a couple heads just kind of turning as they're looking up as your storm cloud lowers down, not at the doorstep of Loom Lurch, but several feet away. And you begin to make your way through the darkened forest, which has a very different feel than the Loom Lurch, or than the thither that you arrived in. This area is not as sunny as the other ones were. Those sweet smells, that pine forest just seems to be dulled as dark clouds kind of loom over this part of Loom Lurch. Even the hue of the trees seem to be a couple shades darker than the ones you had previously seen. As you start to make your way towards the entrance of Loom Lurch, I'm going to reveal a new map to you.
Yes. Oh.
But I left things blank so you don't see what's inside or anything, but...
Which one looks like an 8?
I think it's the very one at the top.
So we saw the merchant stalls here. I'm seeing
from up top.
Yeah.
over
We're
here.
up top. And where did we land? I'm sorry.
You landed several feet. You're just sort of walking up to this entrance here.
By these.
left.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, there we
By
are.
the compass.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I want to go to the merchant, see if we can get some information.
Aye.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
willing
have,
to-
Are there
basically
any-
You've come towards two root bridges that are gnarled and formed by tangled tree roots. Spans a rocky, dried up riverbed. They seem to be going in two different directions, one towards market and one towards a different area.
to the
Do
market.
we see any guards?
There doesn't seem to be guards at this particular entrance. You can see
Okay.
that there's people sort of in and amongst the goblin market.
Okay.
I'm gonna head over there then.
Yeah, to the
I'm
market.
willing- Yeah, I'm willing to go there as well.
As you start to crawl over and make your way this direction, put yourself in an alignment that you want to.
Oh, sorry. Okay. We're just all over the place.
Well. So as you kind of make your way across this gnarled root bridge over towards these stalls, you notice that 3 stalls are selling candy and that are situated in this clearing, lit by windows carved into the giant fallen tree to one side of it. 2 goblins are working in each stall, and the whole enterprise is watched closely by a goblin with a toffee apple head, who appears to be muttering quietly to himself. But it is here, everybody, that we're going to end the stream a bit early because I really want Jennings to be a part of this part.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
super
fair.
But yeah, so we're
Wonderful.
going to end the stream a little bit a half hour early, everybody, but you made it to Loomlurch. Congratulations.
We had a hefty meal.
Yeah,
We're ready to
hefty
cause
meal of
chaos.
Giant
Yes.
toad. You tortured an orc assassin. You found out that there is another group of players on the board, the League of Malevolence.
Hmm.
And we will pick this up, not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, hopefully, with a Jennings Brower on our side. But yeah, everyone, thank you all so much for everyone who's been hanging out with us and coming to watch us play our little freaking chaotic storyline. This is always such a great time for me. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much. And of course, if you want to check out another player turn to a DM, you can check out Quincy's Tavern doing his first DM role, I think this Saturday, right?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone who's a friend of ours that's not following Quincy's channel, make sure you go over there because you get to see the tavern owner himself take on the DM role.
Yeah.
Players from here, I think, are going to be joining as well.
Mhm,
Hi,
Shane
Willie.
and Jackie will be part
Yes.
of that first adventure, so I'm excited.
There you go. So that's going to be a good time, and then you can stop making my life a living hell.
Oh, that's gonna
That'll
stop.
never.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to. I get a lot out of being a masochist. But yeah, so tune in every Monday on our Twitch channel as we have now returned to the final arc of Beyond the Realms, my homebrewed campaign that really has started this whole crazy D&D TikTok thing over on this Twitch channel. In its final arc, 2 years, 240 hours of gameplay, 60 sessions, and they are at level 17, and they're about to go kill some gods. So it's pretty insane. So make sure you come follow us there every Monday. But until next time, everyone, stay safe, watch your hands. Bye-bye.
Bye.